Today we're going to work on some dark hotel, some casino, and I'll show off a little bit of a booty island. I guess I can start by showing off some booty island since that's what we were working on last week. Um, just to kind of show the progress that got made there already. This guy here. Okay, so the first thing is I went ahead and updated the actual building so it matches the Las Vegas Strip version of the building as well. And as you can kind of see here, what I ended up having to do was, so just to recap, the issue we were having was we turned this into a water zone, and then once that happened, because of really crazy,
BRB.
really crazy zones, something got messed up. So what I did here is I made a new box here from the original zone that was placed, and I fitted a little more to the area, and then I created a matching zone above it to act as a buffer. Now you can see that the actual zone above it didn't actually cut up this from that. I think that's because I still need to place one here too. But it did fix this so it's water. The only thing now is I have to create another one here because there isn't one already to prevent this from being the same zone as well. But yeah, so some fun playing with zones. I might want to just raise it up like one level because currently, as you can see, it's kind of clipping through here and it actually creates a BSP hole. But yeah.
Hello,
Howdy.
keyboard warrior.
Hello.
Howdy.
Oh, hey, man.
So Razor Rice asked if we'll be using AI upscaling for certain textures. We're really trying to avoid it. If we are doing any AI upscaling, we are also touching up afterwards. So it's not just AI upscaling, but it's also been like had a once over by an artist kind of deal. Yeah, it definitely looks weird. So does the skybox if you look at it. Don't really know what's going on with this level, but it's definitely interesting.
As a developer myself, I frown on AI upscaling.
What is this? Is the skybox over here?
The only contact I've had with upscaling AI upscaling, sorry, was in Linus' video where he was doing upscale on an old video of his. And well, I would say that it's upscaling, but I don't have personal experience with any of that.
Fair.
The problem comes in that they're basically brand new textures for a game that was designed for design that never used them.
Yeah, but the point is just to make them a little more crisper. We are trying to make it, we are trying to make things look a little better, especially for stuff like that texture for Booty Island for the actual casino. That original texture is really, really small. So it definitely had to have a lot of length in order to get it looking as sharp as it does now.
I'm just nervous when people bring that up because
Lady Luck just gave you the finger.
You tend to lead into what the Quake 2 remaster looks like.
Right. Yeah, no, or the what's it called? Or the Grand Theft Auto one for that remaster for that matter. So
Mother
these
God, that
doors
looks
I
awful.
tried to work on. They do work, I promise. You just gotta hit them the right way. You know what I mean? I promise they work. Gotta figure that out still. But I did go ahead and prep this room a little bit, like I said I was going to. So it's going to be going into a boss battle, after this level. So you got some med kits now, some extra power cells.
I'd buy this for $1.
Shield. Yeah, and it's much easier to leave than it is to get in. And so then,
Would it be considered strange that I'm more excited about your project than I am actual new games?
Kids, I'm a
Nah,
professional. Don't try this at
actual
school.
New
games.
games?
oh,
I
Nah,
know that
trust
might
me.
sound weird.
no, I mean I find myself messing around with this. I'll start playing something, and then I'll just revert to
Let's
going
see
back
what
to
they
working
look
on this.
like.
So I kind of get what you mean.
New
Because most
hardware.
other games is just, yay, loot boxes, microtransactions, other stuff that ruins the experience. Well, this is actually started to be a fun moment I got into the league for the first time.
Right. No, I feel that. I definitely think that we kind of talked about this a little bit last week. I think that the single player, yes, the enemy shield does crack like it does in the E3 video. Something that is kind of a lost genre is the actual good single player first person shooter. Everything at this point, first person shooter wise, is just focused on
Much better.
getting multiplayer, as the essential.
Yay,
Nice
Battle
to have.
Royale. Another Battle Royale to add to the many that I never play.
Yeah, so this is what it's kind of.
Yeah, all this industry, even to me, seems like it's going downhill because it went to what are they called? Stockholders and stakeholders, even perhaps, pushing devs into just releasing unfinished games. Nobody's putting any passion and time into their products.
Remember, kids,
And
I'm a professional.
even if
Don't
they
try this at
do
school.
push a good game, the game is gonna be a money grab. At least that's what I've seen, and
That's
gotta
how it's
admit,
been.
is not. Sorry.
I mean, it's how it's been.
Oh, so I don't have a warped perception of things look like.
Yeah, no. I totally see where you're coming from.
For instance, I have a PS5 and I only have like 8 games for it, but I've got over 40 for the PS2 because they're just, to me, actually have someone trying to actually make the damn thing fun rather than kick it out the door, screw it, gotta make our money back.
Right.
Sigh. Still feel a bit jaded after trying to play the new Bowlands, and it's already pushing microtransactions in my face.
Maybe we should have, when this gets blown open, have guys run out here towards the player. Just to add a little more combat to this map. It definitely needs some more something. We have a new texture for all these too. Right now they have George Washington on them, but
This is going to sound amoral, but The combat in this game is so fun because of how everybody blows up so dramatically.
Much.
What's that? Damn.
This is gonna sound psychotic, but one of the best parts about the combat is how everybody blows up dramatically.
Oh no, it's definitely fun. Definitely is.
Atakan, can I mention the toilet paper thing?
What do you mean?
In Penthouse, the maid and the toilet paper.
Oh, the fact that you can like instant give everybody with like stuff like toilet paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
Go on.
that's the best thing. The way I discovered it is like I did a screenshot of the scene, and somebody said, "Oh, try to throw some toilet paper at the maid." I did, and I was just it was so unexpected that I was shocked by the fact that that she gets fucking mauled by a roll of toilet paper.
Just checking to see if this BSP hole is fixed, and it is. Cool.
What's this, Atakan? You flying? You flying through the level?
Yeah, just to make sure I patched up that hole, and I did. So I'm gonna go ahead and save because this hasn't still been uploaded. Okay, and so we'll move on to some Dark Hotel. So go ahead and switch back to our textured view here. The main objectives today are going to be to set the objectives, which are, Duke has to get the fuse. When Duke talks to Harold, he gets the quest to go help him bring him to his son. And then, activate the elevator. Something that should have been fixed that didn't too, that I'm going to fix really quick.
Oh, sorry for butting in. There is in that level something that might require your attention.
And which level?
When you're getting the power cell, the dark room area.
Yeah.
If you fall down the vent shaft, which should lead to sudden death, it takes away some of your health and then stops.
Oh, you're talking about this little pit
It's
right
where
here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then stops. If you try to commit suicide by blowing yourself up, it crashes the game.
Huh. Okay, I'll have to. It's a good point, and we'll see if we can't add like a kill zone or something like that. So when Duke falls a certain
I did an entire bug hunt, and that was one of the things I found.
Gotcha.
I could send you the entire list if you want.
Yeah, actually, sure. That would be helpful, and I can check it out. If you want to post it in restoration suggestions, I think it's called the suggestions board for the project on the Discord channel. I can make sure we look it over.
Fair enough.
If you have it in text file format, you can DM it to me to make sure I keep it safely. Sounds to be something useful.
Okay. Because I actually do professionally bug hunt stuff.
Gotcha. That's fine.
So I decided to stockpile all the list all the bugs I could find. Somebody probably found more, but I think that list would be valuable to you.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. By the way, you mean like cybersec bug hunt, or mostly software or game oriented bug hunt?
Game oriented.
Okay.
Basically, what I do is try to. Sorry, one sec, please.
You're fine.
Yeah, sure.
Just testing to make sure that the. Oh, I need to give the general his cigar too, and change his codec frequency.
Visual bugs, audio bugs, anything that might seem to be just the player might notice and go, "What the hell?" I personally track down.
Let's make sure the music worked.
Are you like employed as a game tester? Because I guess that would be how you get the craft.
Awesome. So we got that fixed.
Because another one I could think of off the top of my head was when you blow out the lights, the emergency lights found in the uh, it's on the roof map.
Rooftop.
Yeah, rooftop. When you go into restart the power, the red emergency lights. If you blow them out, the lights still stay there.
I think I might have come across that one. I don't know.
They're just small little bugs like that visual audio that I again track down.
Yeah. No, it's
Because
pretty
Yeah, and I guess the case for these is if you fix one, you fix them all.
Yeah. So.
though I have to admit, some of them were fixed by the mega patch, but others really weren't.
Alright, so select all these creature factories here and change them to, let's see what's going on, to random NPC. Okay. So select all. Oh, let me go ahead and enable this here. So right now, if you run through Dark Hotel, transition so you guys can see my actor window here. If you go through it right now, all the NPCs don't actually look like they're snatched. So I'm gonna switch them to being actual random snatched NPCs.
Oh, and talking about bug hunt. Where does the "is this another bug hunt, sir" line come from?
I
think it
don't
may
know.
come from zero. I think it may come from 0 hour, given the voices are the same.
Sorry?
I think the voicing may come from like Duke Nukem 0 hour, given how the voice actor's the same for both lines.
And
Oh,
back.
A lot of 0 hour audio, voice audio was lifted to use as placeholders,
Yeah.
But
like the
yeah, go
woman
on.
outside.
There we go.
Hmm.
We couldn't. Our time machine was destroyed by the alien invasion. Oh wait, that's not 0 hour. That was Land of the Babes.
That's our Land of the Babes or Time to Kill.
Yeah, that was Land of the Babes.
So
Oh, another major issue now that we are talking about the audio stuff. I think it was brought up before. We have the voice actor. Hell, the voice levels are much too low, and if there is any ambient noise, it just covers everything.
like where?
Basically, at least in my experience, I never got to understand what the old man on the rooftops was saying while handing you the key card.
Yeah, that'll be replaced anyways.
Oh, no, like it happens. Basically,
Right.
it's a general thing I've seen. The voice levels are just too low. Only General Graves is okay in my experience.
Right, which makes sense because those are our voice lines.
Problem was that was again just placeholders, so they didn't really care about the audio quality. They just screw it, shove it in.
Right.
Oh, so nothing in there is actually uh, production level stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I disagree.
Just a bunch of holdovers.
Oh wait,
Whoops.
what you're talking about audio?
Yeah, the audio.
I disagree when it comes to the weapons.
Well, sure.
Well, okay,
That's
most of
fair.
them.
No, but I think what he's talking about is the sounds, though.
Yeah, I was talking mainly about the sounds because gameplay wise, seems pretty polished compared to what most of us were expecting. See CV11's video. Yeah, it's much more uh, finished and polished than many of us expected.
That pistol, that hollow point pistol sound is terrible.
Pretty sure it's changed in the restoration public mirror.
Oh no, what happened to that
It's good.
shotgun?
It was actually changed by 2003.
Yeah, probably it was something that was again a placeholder so that they know, oh, so we intend to have this be another sound for different kinds of ammo.
Going back to the whole voices, they didn't even have a plot until at least 2008, so doesn't really surprise me that all the voice acting was basically placeholders.
Wait,
The plot,
they didn't? How did you guys find all this
Didn't have
out?
a plot?
plot was
There,
kind of there.
there was a leak of the script, of the DNF script of 2008. It was posted on the DNF archives. Um, According to what I've been told, that's pretty much the first major time they actually had a decent plot. Oh, sorry, a full plot from beginning to end.
That's interesting.
And yeah, there were general ideas of the plot, but you got to remember, development restarted in 2007, so they had to rewrite basically almost the entire story.
Well, I guess development means mostly software, but I don't know how it was in their case. My point is, maybe they could have used the same plot. No problem. It wouldn't have been something.
Yeah.
I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
Kind of.
It doesn't make much sense for me to rewrite the plot when swapping engines.
Going to, yeah, the plot did stay relatively the same from like Quake 2 era to Unreal, so
No.
Sorry.
I think there like were like general story beats discussed in like very early interviews. I think like during like 1998, 1999 before the switch to Unreal.
They melted through 3 plots in 6 years.
Yep.
First
Basically,
one was
they
First
had the
one was
3 games. They had 3 games in 6 years.
I have
And
3 full Duke games.
Jesus,
had-
man.
They had Army Ants in the Quake 2 build. They had
Yeah.
Snatchers in this one. And then by 2004, they switched to Cycloids.
I think like it goes like it was like the Snatchers in 2001. I think the ones more. Then like 2007. I think actually we know probably even earlier than 2007. They were swapped out for like the Pregnators, which we see in DNF 2011.
I mean, the thing is, though, is they obviously always had, like, kind of a general idea or some kind of plot in the storyline, because even some of the stuff from 1998 carries over into 2001, carries over into 2011, you know?
Like Hoover Dam was always going to be like a pinnacle point in the plot.
Right.
Yeah. And Dr. Proton was going to be a central
Let's
protagonist.
see what they
Central
look
antagonist.
like.
Sorry.
Let's dance.
There was actually supposed to be a space station level at one point.
What happened to my guy right here?
Then that got recycled for Manhattan Project.
Started.
Also, General Graves was supposed to die. I still feel so sorry for the post-odds at Triptych.
Your light.
Oh yeah, they had to essentially get the game out.
Give me your light, bud.
Like, not.
Oh, man, you're breaking everything.
I feel more sorry for Piranha because they had to port that fucking game to consoles.
That,
I'd buy this for $1.
Let's be honest, this entire game was a complete nightmare from beginning to end for development. No matter who was a part of it.
Oh, where'd you go?
What do you mean exactly by narrative nightmare? I was absent for like 10 seconds.
14 years and 40 days of we don't know what the hell we're doing.
Because essentially they had like three whole Duke games worth of story in like 6 months, 6 years.
Then followed by the damn thing actually coming out and just crashing and burning.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, and they're on fire.
Yeah, that's
Talking
because,
about
it's
burning.
because she was supposed to be the infected lady.
Get some.
But, or the lady, not the infected lady, the lady who's on
Started.
fire. But instead, when I just selected all creature classes and then had them swap, it messed that up. So let's go back here. And I think her creature factory has a special name. Oops. Oh yeah, something else we'll have to do. We had some ambient sounds restored, so I should go through and make
Yay.
sure I re-enable those too.
I said it before, I say it again, this game has finally have a second chance.
Yep.
Popping pipes. Huh. Where is she?
Oh wait, you guys are doing the Crazy Haunted Lady from 03?
Crazy haunted lady?
Oh, sorry, I don't know how else to describe her. The one with the tentacle coming out her right arm.
No. I don't think so. Not that I'm aware
Because
of.
it sounded like you guys were throwing that one in.
No. What I'm looking for is there's a lady that runs out on fire. All right, I will just revert my
Oh,
save.
sorry. I forgot about the Human Torch.
Oh, by the way, Atkan, now that you mention it, I remember in one of my playtesting videos, the one that you've seen 2 weeks ago or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Perhaps accidentally, buggily, luckily, the lady was on fire, running on uh, on an appropriate path. Anyway, so the
Okay.
thing is, she was on flames, and now I understand that maybe she wasn't even set to be
Yeah,
at
she
that
is.
point.
She's supposed to be.
Oh, like that was the only time when she was. The other
Like she put
times
herself out.
she wasn't.
Yeah. I think that is a rendering thing. I'm not sure though. I have experienced that too though, where sometimes she just isn't on fire.
She
Well,
also disappears if you kill her.
Right.
She has no animation or death animation, so it,
I think it's because it's not that she doesn't have a death animation. I think it's because she is in the middle of an animation.
Or it's a fallback in case the scripting breaks.
Yeah, because you've noticed like sometimes even the enemies don't properly, like the enemies will do the same thing where like you'll be like fighting an EDF and then you'll shoot him and then instead of actually doing the death animation they'll just disappear. I think that's caused from the same thing. And I think it's
all lost
them
up.
being killed in the middle of an animation.
Because they also die standing up too.
Yep, that happens sometimes too. Yep. Okay, manually doing this will be much better. Unfortunately, you guys can't see the spot I'm working on now, and that's just because it doesn't. There is no way for me to display this little properties window, unfortunately. But I promise I am moving around and doing stuff.
Nice.
I have you on Twitch, so
Yep.
I can see you.
What's going on?
Yeah, but the
Sorry.
problem is it doesn't show on the stream.
Yeah. The thing I'm talking about doesn't show on the stream. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all of them. Let's run that and test it. Oh, I should do this too. I didn't even realize. I need to, sorry to do this in the middle of what I'm already doing here. Didn't even realize. There we go. There we go. Now we're streaming in the Duke Nukem category with the proper title. Left over from last time I was playing Turbo Overkill after the stream.
Nice.
All right.
They're everywhere.
You're snatched.
One thing you can give credit to Duke Nukem Forever for is that it has better ropes than Half-Life Opposing Force.
Is that what? Sorry.
Duke Nukem, that DNet 2001 has like better ropes than Half-Life Opposing Force. Because like the ropes in Op 4 are terrible.
Come on, bud. You can do it. Alright, come on. Let's do this.
I mean, the ropes in the study at the beginning of the level, yeah, they are decent, definitely.
Mhm.
I'd buy this for
But
$1.
in Dark Hotel, I always found them messy because you are aiming straight forward. You put your crosshair on the next rope, you jump, and then Duke
Looks like Lady
deviates by
Alexis
like
gave you the
15
finger.
degrees.
Oh,
I think I've only had issues on like Slick Willy where I somehow keep undershotting.
I
Oh,
do
I
have
mean,
another bug for you to look at.
yeah, I told you, send everything to my DM.
So, so I was just thinking about it. It finally crossed my mind. If you go too far up on the rope, it actually locks up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. I
New
documented that
hardware.
also.
I've had that happen when I first played the League.
Lol.
Sorry?
I had that happen to me when I first played the League. I was trying to get the secret money.
Oh,
Yeah, it will cause it to lock up, and you have to soft reset.
I can't. Duke
I don't
Slayer
remember how I.
says he can't wait to see the remakes of the Duke 3D maps. Yeah, I think a week or two ago we were working on Hollywood Holocaust, and yeah, I don't know how many of those like throwback maps like that we're going to end up having in the final version, but hopefully at least one more.
Please be episode 1. Please be episode 1. Please be episode 1.
It won't be the entire episode for sure.
No, it's just episode 1 has, in my opinion, some of the best maps in the entire game.
Yeah, I think episode 3 really rivals it, but yeah.
I was playing this month. I was playing what's it called? Atomic Edition, I think.
Okay.
No, I'm not sure. It's the one that's remade full 3D, and some people don't like it. Something more recent with some HD additions.
Oh,
Do you guys know?
that wasn't the
Oh, well,
Atomic Edition. That's the like Megaton Edition or something like that.
Okay.
it's either
Okay.
Megaton Edition or World Tour.
Yeah.
I was
Right.
going to say, that sounds more like World Tour when they decided to just ruin everything.
Oh, I see someone put something in
So
Mike. I'm checking that out real quick. Oh, okay, cool. Abomination
Okay,
Satan.
not everything, but
Awesome.
a lot of the graphics just kind of look toaster.
Hollywood Holocaust rethinked. Well, not necessarily rethinked, but like we went through and we went and added all of the pig cops back into the level, and we went through and played the original Hollywood Holocaust level to try to remember exactly where the placement was and where the enemies were. Or how many of the enemies there were. Which let me tell you, I really tried to find a map of all the like enemy spawns and stuff like that beforehand, and I was having a hard time, so I just kind of gave up, and that's why we ended up doing it the way we did it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You can't open map files in Mapster straight off the GRP, like in GC2, where you can just load it up from the WAD file.
So to finish my idea, I wanted to say that in Megaton Edition, the second episode, I in the first level, what's impressive is the when looking out of the those grandiose windows, the landscape is pretty well done in my opinion and fits well with the music.
Step,
So
baby.
it got that going for it.
Remember, kids, I'm a professional. Don't try this at school.
So enable. Man, my mouse is really messed up.
You ain't seen
It's like
nothing
quadruple
yet.
clicking sometimes. You can see
Groovy.
there in the footage. Really got to. So I re-enabled the fog. It's gray by default. I kind of, and it's also kind of two different colors right there. I kind of want to just set it to red though, or like an orange. Give it more kind of. Although the gray fog here does kind of lighten up everything a little bit and make the level a little more bearable. It's much easier to go through these really dark spots.
I'd buy this for $1.
Okay, so we got that enabled. Let's see.
Isn't it amazing though that even after all these years, Duke Duke Forever really is remembered for forever?
Yeah, even to the point where it's like pretty like contested amongst its community. You know what I mean? It is pretty wild. I mean,
Because name like 5 other shooters of that generation.
I mean, Bulletstorm.
Wait, of 2011, you mean?
2001.
Halo?
Yeah, Halo, right?
Just Halo.
Tribes.
Oh. God.
Wolfenstein.
Oh.
Doom.
Unreal 2000. Well, no.
I guess
Yeah,
that
Unreal
just-
Tournament.
Yeah,
I guess Unreal, yeah.
Unreal
Time
Tournament.
Slayer's Future Perfect.
Yeah.
Geist.
Oh.
But you guys have to
Mine's a
really
little
think
later,
about
but-
it. When everybody goes, Duke.
Huh?
Duke off the top of their head. It's still remembered after all these years.
So people think of Duke, the first thing that comes to their head is 2011 Forever.
Oh,
Duke.
fleeing sewage, right?
Mm.
I think people rag on 2011 too much. It's a fun game to
Yeah.
play still. Like, you just gotta like make it a little more fun. But you have to make Bethesda games
Yeah.
fun too, and I don't really complain.
You just need
about those
modders
all
to make
that
it a
much.
good game.
You just need reimposition. That's it.
Like every other Bethesda game ever made.
I checked
Yeah.
out
Except
reimposition
Marvel.
today. It's pretty nifty.
God, I've been looking for the files of the 2001 build DNF. God, one weird thing I find is that in the part in Slick Willy where you're led out to the fucking trailer house to get shot at, the fucking woman voice you hear, the text-to-speech voice, in the files it's labeled as Bombshell.
Yeah.
So that's confused me a bit.
I suspect it's Queen Bee, actually.
So we'll set these. Oh, is that what it's supposed to be, and not as high as I set it?
Because there
I'm
was
setting all
going
the
to be a
different fog
character.
values to make sure they all match right now. That's all. That way it's
Because there
consistent.
was going to be a femme fatale in DNF called Queen Bee.
Yeah, there's very, very, very little information about her, though.
You only really piece together what you're confident in.
Yeah, exactly.
With respect,
Alright,
there's
let's
very
check this
little
out.
about Bombshell either.
Well, we know what they wanted to do with Bombshell because of what came after. At least we have like kind of a better idea.
Groovy.
Yeah.
Anyone play the Series Duke 3D mod for Series M?
I played that
That
once.
thing crashes every 30 minutes for me.
That's just Fusion.
Excuse me while I push my looks like Lady Luck just gave you the
Like how you're like
finger.
all tab and the shotgun just spinning rapidly on screen.
Alright, let's see how this looks. I made the inside here like a little red fog. Alright, well, you can tell when you leave, though.
Oh dear.
I also did the same thing to this room back here.
I think that's just a thing with Unreal in general.
Yeah, oh, that's right. This is not destroyed yet, so I can't walk through it.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, he's just a normal guy, so I gotta adjust him. Yeah, see, she's not on fire this time.
How's the
God.
animation process, by the way?
What do you mean the animation? How's the animation process?
Custom animations?
What about them? I don't know that we're working on any custom animations, but
I only asked that because, as I brought up last time, I've heard that adding any of them is considered difficult at this point.
I don't know about that. We have skeletal exporting and stuff like that going. The only thing you can't export right now into a CPJ from Blender is
Animation data.
um, fuck. Why can't I think? Not animation data, but model
Points.
points.
Yeah. I call them attachment points because source engine nerd.
Oh, object weights?
Yeah. No, not weights. Well, I guess yes, object weights. Yeah, the placement of things in people's hands.
Ah,
So how is that skeletal mesh importing working? It's like I remember
Yeah, I got.
chain update.
Yeah. I mean, I was able to build the new Duke into the game, so
that is considered a godsend for me about this project.
and I don't know anything about Blender, and I was able to do it. So I'd say
Sick.
it's pretty simple. I thought that was a good test, you know.
Deceptively simple.
Yeah. I don't know jack about Blender.
Dude, if it was for me to import them and I would have succeeded, then it would have been only something that had arrows and some tooltips show up on how to import them. Because I don't know. I think I might know even less than you, Atakan, about Blender.
Yeah, the plan is to make a like an easy tutorial video, something that's simple to follow and people can just reference.
Again, though, I consider it a godsend they actually started adding in the skeletal animations. Because adding in actual vertex animations is difficult.
Yeah.
I know all about nothing when it comes to this.
Best way I can describe it to you, instead of trying to animate someone using using the skeleton, uh, like a human body, try animate them using only their skin.
Duke Slayer asks if we're going to be incorporating the Ripper. Well, it's something we've definitely talked about. I would kind of still like to see the Ripper come back in some capacity. However, we're not sure at what capacity exactly it's going to be coming back, and whether it's just going to be
I do have an idea about that if you're willing to hear it.
I got an idea too.
the kind of plan right now is to maybe just incorporate it in some of the throwback levels, but we've also talked about trying to add it to add it as an alternative weapon that's a little more powerful than the M16, but doesn't outright replace it.
It's like it's Duke 3D and the chain gun.
Yeah, it just making it. Yeah, it's keeping it as like the just a box that spits bullets, but giving there a reason to still use the M16 over it. Sometimes, you know what I mean. Like the M16 is like a rectangle of bullets, right? But because of that, it's a little more accurate. Where like the Ripper would be something that just like vomits ammunition, but like vomits ammunition. So you're getting a lot of bang for your buck, but it's a lot more DACA.
You could also add it as a simple anime as a simple skin.
I would want to do more than just have it as a skin. That doesn't do it enough justice to have it be a skin.
You could have it as like a mounted weapon that you could like rip off, and like the ammo you have on it is like all the ammo you get for it before
It's
you throw it
interesting.
away.
It's
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
Because
kind of like how
there's more
Halo
than
does
just
its mounted weapons.
Yeah, right.
there's just more than what do you call it? One throwback weapon. The stadium fight as well.
Right. Oh, for the Devastator, we've talked about adding the Devastator. That most likely will end up in the game.
Yeah. All right.
10 out
I
of 10
got.
for having Duke finally use a nuclear weapon.
That thing still exists in DNF 2011. That's fine.
Not until the end of the game, but sure.
Yeah, we're really trying to avoid tropes from 2011 or things from 2011, but
Yeah.
Can I get cheeky?
Yeah.
What about the pulse rifle?
probably not. I hated that thing. There's literally not a single reason to use it. It's awful.
Unpopular, controversial opinion that might me get permabanned in society. Um, it's actually not that bad. Yeah, I'm not using it most of the time because there are better weapons, but um, it's not the alien pulse rifles, weapons, whatever, are not all that bad. I don't use them by choice, not necessarily because they are bad design. Yes, functionally they are the worst of the arsenal, and also you have only 4 weapons, so
All right. I gotta do my dishes. I'll be right back.
Right on. Just typing out a message to somebody for work really quick.
The problem with the pulse rifle is the only thing about it that's actually Duke is nothing really more than the bandana, American bandana around the dope.
For the sniper rifle?
I'm talking pulse rifle.
Oh.
Because
My
it almost looks like somebody just modded it in. Or at least has that kind of feel.
Okay, I have it set so now there's a base objective. Let's go ahead and throw another objective in here for info actor triggers. Objective trigger. Trigger 1 is going to have a new state, and it's going to say. Actually, it's not going to have a new state, it's going to have a new string. Set string. Event's name is Herald Objective. Click on Herald, make it not interactivity.
Dude, were the Duke Nukem memes revived since the leak happened, or were they a thing, an active thing even before?
I think the memes have kind of been like a steady flow. I think our community, like our community being the Duke community in general, is a bit turned up now that there's definitely been some resurgence and some more buzz and excitement. So I'm sure the memes have been pumping a little more now than they were before, maybe. But yeah.
Gotcha.
The Duke community has basically gone through a rebirth after DNF. The amount of activity I've seen has spiked because most people just remember Duke 3D and DNF, and that was it, and left it at that. Now with 2001, a lot of interest has been reignited.
Yeah, right. It did feel this way. I don't remember seeing many or any Duke memes before the leak, but I'm glad I see them now. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I thought about the whole leak thing. I'm almost certain it was ripped from a hard drive.
I mean, how else?
Right.
And the reason why is because of the what do you call it? Damaged August build. It had a damaged August build as well, along with E3
I don't think the August build is
screens.
damaged. It's just not complete. It's only partial.
That's what I meant by damaged.
I don't think it's damaged. I think it was only the only part of it that was given was the built binaries for that version. The reason there's two different ones is because some of the U files within or the UC files within the August build are different than the September or October build.
There's also different models as well that
Yeah.
didn't make it into October, such as the
Actually, a lot of them are in October. It's just that they're not enabled. We've
oh,
re-enabled a lot of those.
I was in reference to the Alien Trooper.
Yeah, yeah. The alien troopers, like the robo dealers, stuff like that, all got re-enabled.
Because the assault troopers had a Predator look
Right.
from an older model. I don't know if that was the actual August one or if it was holdover from the Quake 2 days.
Honestly, I think it was supposed to. I don't think like. I think it was a joke and somebody purposely made it look like a predator. That's my personal thought. So added this objective. When I talked to him, he didn't do what
It
I
looked
wanted him to.
god ugly though, I say that.
Yeah, you mean hang on. You're talking about this little buddy right here.
God, that thing's ugly.
We have fun. All right. So that didn't do what it was supposed to do. Oh, that's because I'm a dunce and I need to make Herald Objective the event, and now it'll work. So we've got get the fuse down in the storeroom. Bless you. Bring ourselves down to here, chat with him again. Whoops. I'm sorry, Harold. Anyways, you didn't do what you were supposed to do, so it's kind of your fault. I'm just kidding. It could have been my fault too. I think this needs to be changed to a 1. Nope.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Going back to the topic of the modern game industry, I actually think it's getting healthier now.
It's got a weird ebb and flow, and I think it kind of depends on like what like where you're looking at, and like if we're talking AAA games or if we're talking like just game dev.
Honestly, both. Because I do find that there was a lot more pushback and a lot more fear about adding both microtransactions as well as loot boxes.
Yeah.
Well, now it's Game Pass. That's the new fad.
Yeah, but Game
That's
Pass I
only
can kind
really
of get behind. I know you don't own any of the games, but
Well, not Game Pass. Battle Pass. That's what I meant to say.
oh, yeah. Yeah,
Sorry.
that's fair. That's fair.
But even still, that's only for online games, which I can perfectly ignore.
Mm, yeah, but it does kind of ruin the like flavor of online games too.
Halo Infinite.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Microsoft, where's my local co-op?
Though they did do a good thing. They fired Bonnie Ross, which is A-okay in my book.
There honestly needs to be a massive shakeup in that company in order to get a good Halo game.
Well, it starts with Bonnie Ross leaving, which is a good thing. Very good thing.
I mean, man, with all due honesty though, like she inherited Halo at a point in time where Halo wasn't popular, and then helped bring Halo back into popularity.
And then she fucked it up.
Well, see, man, I refuse to believe that any of them are purposely pissing that away. Like any of the people who are actually hard at work on Halo aren't the ones pissing it away.
Well, yeah, obviously. Like, the
Yeah,
developers aren't the ones at fault here. It's the
yeah.
fucking upper management.
Yeah. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yay.
The problem was the original Xbox One port of Halo Infinite for me. That's where a lot of the problems are.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a fluke that we even like. I don't know. I think it working on old consoles was probably an afterstate or an afterthought.
Because if it was a series only game, you would have had a lot more power to work with and a bigger ability to push the hardware rather than just being tied down to, let's be honest, hardware that wasn't even advanced when it came out to begin with.
It was
See,
the case for most consoles.
yeah, yeah, right.
I
Especially early on in
disagree.
their life.
I disagree.
Okay, well, almost all games when they come like early on in a game console's
No, no.
life are
Oh,
end up
sorry.
being
No, I
like
meant
pretty rough.
no. I meant when it comes to advanced game consoles being not advanced, not the actual games themselves.
Uh, I mean,
Because I've heard a lot.
they're just
Sorry, you
scaled
go.
down computers. They're just scaled down computers with custom like backends. and especially, and honestly, it makes it like overly complicates things sometimes. Like look at the PlayStation. I know we're getting back there, but look at like the PlayStation 3 and how much of like just an absolute, from all intent and purpose, from what I have heard, nightmare uh,
Yeah,
to deal with.
it's because
Skyrim on the PlayStation 3.
I've never played it, but
I'm gonna put this into perspective. They didn't even put the DLC on there. It was so bad.
I remember.
Yes,
I
they
remember
did.
like fucking
Eventually,
Sony was
yes,
so
but
I remember like Sony was so unhelpful to PS3 developers.
damn.
Like all they would do is just give them the development kit and that's it. They would not help whatsoever.
The problem was that Sony thought that they could do nothing wrong.
and
They still think
then the
that too.
PS3 happened.
They still think it too. They're still fucking charging you $70 for games.
They're charging you a good chunk of money for a console that has no games.
Because most consoles, when they came out, were actually powerful for their time. Problem was, when the Xbox One and PS4 did, they could already be matched with what's found on the PC.
Hey, there we go.
Because the PS5 and the Series X are very powerful. There was a lot of grunt under that hood.
Mm.
What a grunt under my skunt. Too much? Alright, set both these to 0. I think I got it now. So, fuse down. Up here we'll find his son, and he's following me. Okay. Now we'll go all the way over here. And this one will be a little easier because I'm pretty sure there's a dispatcher that handles all of this. And that'll make life a lot easier. I do always find it funny that when he goes and reunites with his son, he just whips the flashlight at the ground and then it just splinters. Always a good bit.
Just across the ground, they just start dancing.
Yeah. But we're
Yeah,
keeping dancing.
that one seemed funky to me.
To think, this game was rumored to actually be rumored that it might actually get a port on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, anything's possible. I mean, they put Postal 1 on the Dreamcast after RWS open sourced it.
Really?
Yeah, I think a while back the RWS open sourced the original Postal 1 and then a team of people put it on the Dreamcast.
That's really cool.
That's a 2D game. This sucker is doing things that the PS2 would struggle at.
It's a 2D game with vertex models, yeah.
In the leak, you
Like
can
an
shoot
engine
that
and no one.
kid, and then Graves gives you the night vision. Well, that's goofy, and honestly, something that might be fine keeping in. Because if you don't realize you're supposed to bring Harold down here, you kind of never get night vision. So, that's also why we made objectives, though.
I can confirm because I even said on a server at some point the levels feel so directionless that through other things I used to kill that guy and take his flashlight and never got light vision. I don't know, man. I didn't know how to go about it.
I think it was confusing because in the leak, that sequence of Graves giving a flashlight plays twice. Once in the Dark Hotel, and the other time when you're in your safe voice in Lady Killer.
Yeah.
Wait, you actually do get the night vision in the lake?
Yeah, in the Dark Hotel, not in the safe voice.
You know, it's in the same place.
Wait, so it wasn't added by us, the night vision?
Nope.
Like the place
Nope.
where you get it, I mean.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, it's always been the same.
Damn.
Yep, it's always been
Just
the
that
same. The only thing is
the sequence
that
was
what they did when they made the study is they copied over the SOS call from Dark Hotel. So in study, the give night vision SOS call is still the name of the SOS call. And I think, if memory serves, the actual like event to give the player night vision is also on that map. It just isn't enabled.
Are you guys planning to add any other cycloids?
Oh, fuck that.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Not in the sense that you're going to be like running through and like fighting them all the time. No.
Oh, so they're going to be a random pop up every now and again.
Maybe.
Just wondering because cycloids.
Right. I also don't want to make sure I. If you couldn't tell, I'm also tiptoeing around something. So.
the Cycloid Emperor.
Well, no. The Cyclone Emperor. I'm not tiptoeing around that. That'll definitely. We don't know. We don't have study working. And we don't have like a working model and stuff like that for him or anything like that. But we do plan on having the Cyclone Emperor fight. That is not a spoiler, but the things I was avoiding were.
I was thinking of having a expanded what do you call it? Expanding arena, followed by the Cycloid Emperor. Might be the best option, but who knows?
Okay, set the state to 1. Set this state to 1. Set the state to 0. I think both of these have to be set to 1. Dude. Let's try that.
Still fairly certain that if this game hypothetically did come out, it would have only been able to go on the original Xbox.
Okay, this is fuse objective.
Because GameCube discs were way too small, and the PS2 was simply underpowered for what this thing's trying to do.
I mean, they put Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube.
Cursor Black was a PS2 game.
Yeah.
Black didn't run.
It's a very hard game to emulate, too.
Oh, yeah.
Black didn't run on Franken Cold.
I tend to go for just like the fucking emulation by the Xbox Series X because that's available on yeah.
I just got a brand new laptop, so I should really try it again. That's one thing I haven't cracked into is messing around with emulation yet.
I think my computer's a bit too underpowered for emulation above the PS2.
Oh, gotcha.
Hey, you want me to make an emulator server? I got Proxmox on this one, so.
No. I'm comfortable with just being able to emulate GoldenEye. I'm good. GoldenEye, Perfect Dark. That's all I need.
Hey, GoldenEye's coming out on the Switch and Xbox.
Oh yeah. Not Perfect Dark though. I find that to be the better game.
Yeah, because there's more to it. Yeah, I feel you. It's more fleshed out. I mean, as great as GoldenEye is and as like nostalgic as it is, I feel you that as far as like a story-driven first-person shooter, it is more fun.
Yeah, and granted, it did get like an Xbox Live Arcade remaster.
Yeah.
GoldenEye.
That's pretty much the only way to play it, because the original one's chugging at like 15 frames a second.
Yeah, unless you're playing on the Japanese version.
Oh?
or using the 1964 emulator.
Let's save this and then go into the study really quick and go into the SOS call. Because I think his cigar is something that's like, yep.
Hey, Duke, the fucking aliens are back. What are you gonna do about it, huh?
I'm gonna pop him right in the mouth. Is what I'm gonna do.
Hey, pal, yeah, what are you gonna do, huh? Sit the wall by yourself?
I'm looking for I'm looking for an alien. Oh, what do you call it?
Where did that go? Oh, I love copy pasting stuff from one level to another. Okay, find the cigar and the smoke in the 2D view. First person to find it. What the fuck?
He's just copying and pasting stuff when you know when you're doing it. Plus, it's Unreal, so it should be easier.
I'm looking for some alien toilet to park my bricks into.
Is it not included in the route you copy for the SOS call?
Well, so what it does is that when you paste it into the level, it pastes it directly in its same location. So wherever this SOS call is in the study, it just places it there on this map as well.
Oh, that is ass.
Yeah, so I've got to just figure out. It doesn't look like it's in this room. I've got to kind of just find it.
Okay, well, first order of business is it a model or a brushwork?
Yeah, right. It's a model. Honestly, if I just leave it wherever it is, I know I can't see it, which kind of sucks, and I don't really want to do it this way. All right, I'll find it. It's like, because technically I could just leave it wherever the hell it is, and it's set to mount automatically to the general. So it'll just pop up in his hand. It doesn't really matter where it is on the map. But if something has to be changed on it later on, like we make a new cigar texture or something, like then all of a sudden someone's going to be calling me I'm going to be calling myself an asshole because I never found it. Okay, so let's do it this way. Search for actors. I think it's just called G, generic cigar. Sure isn't. Oh, okay. It's out here. I found it.
Yay.
Yep, there it is.
All the way over there.
All the way. Oh, yeah, just that would have been, not too bad.
Oh,
Just
a big marginal distance away from the rest of the map,
Yeah.
No problem.
Out in the middle
No
of
problem.
nothing, nowhere.
No
Nothing
problem.
space. Easy
Fuck
peasy.
it. I just gotta build it so you don't fucking lose it again.
Yeah. Okay. It's still way up in the air. Bring it on down. Wow, really bring it on down.
Bring it around town. I think you're passing it.
Yeah, it might be this box. I'm trying to find the SOS box in the 2D here.
Almost. You're almost there. Go back down. Go back down. Up a bit.
Oh, it's right here.
To the
Yep.
Yeah, right there. Up a bit. Yeah, there.
Perfect.
There you go. Nice.
So now...
There it is, and it's little tiny generic actor symbol beside it.
Yeah, it's to represent the smoke. So now... Alright, come on, Harold. This will be a test of the SOS event too.
Ruby.
I gotta up their leak distance so they pop up. Gotta change that color fog so it all matches too, so it's not as jarring. I really don't know which I like better though, if I like the white better or if I like the orange better. I feel like the orange kinda... it looks good, I don't know.
Just getting started.
Hey bud, it's okay. Come on.
Duck.
Cool. SOS
Great.
event updated.
I have good news.
He's got a
He's a
cigar.
You don't need to run around blind in the dark anymore.
SOS codec
Our
number is
engineers
updated.
have been working on a night vision upgrade for your shades. It's being uploaded to you right
Yeah,
now.
he's
Let us
smoking.
know what you think after you've had a chance to try it
Yeah.
out. Graves out.
Oh no, I didn't actually update the objectives. I fucked up. You fucked up. I did though. Okay, cool. Half of that's done though.
Dude, yeah.
Let's go over to here. Edit this objective trigger. Let's see. Ah, that's why. And then these states should be set to that. Rebuild. That's one of the things I was a little surprised by, but I guess, I don't know, it's just been a while since I had new hardware. The game rebuilds so much quicker. Like that.
You have an SSD?
So I went from, you know, like we were talking about earlier, working off like 10-year-old hardware to now, I've got like an i7, I don't know, it's some kind of like new weird i7s where they use like 4 of the cores for like one job and then 6 of the cores for something else. They're like a performance core and then like I don't know.
Performance and efficiency core.
Yep.
Let's see what they look like.
So one of the more newer architecture ones. Nice.
I'm a little worried because all of the computers that we've been getting at work that have been built in the last year or two have had some really janky problems. But I'm hoping that this one just... This is also an Asus and those were all Dells, so I'm hoping that it's just Dell's shitty build quality.
So
I've had-
that means I am better off with my 09 Z400 that I just got, right?
What do you mean?
Yeah, you were saying that computers that were made this year or the recent time, they got janky issues, and I was saying,
Yeah, there is
yeah.
nothing impressive about... Hey! The objective's finished
Great.
properly. There
I
is
have good
nothing
news.
impressive about
You won't need to run around blind
Dell's
in the dark
recent
anymore.
computer builds.
Our engineers have been
We
working
get
on a night vision upgrade
the
for your
Latitude
shades.
series, which is
It's
supposed to
being
be like the
uploaded to you
mid-range.
right now.
Because
Let
it's
us know
like
what you
their
think after you've had a chance to
Inspirons,
try
which
it
are
out.
like, you know, bottom
Graves
tier
out.
Latitudes, and then Precisions. We've been getting their latitudes, and it doesn't matter if it's the
Hasta la vista,
5511,
baby.
doesn't matter if it's a 5521, doesn't matter if it's a 5531, doesn't matter if it's the 5420s. They're all just like rough. They all have like weird graphics card issues. Dell built a 3.5 millimeter jack that's supposed to be universal, but it isn't unless you download special software off their website. Like, there is nothing impressive about it.
Jesus.
Oh, well, great.
That sounds like Dell.
That reminds me of the meme with the young boy just on his dad's computer and being all happy, saying, "Hey, my dad is gonna be so happy! I downloaded all these toolbars."
Oh, looks like there were objectives for this map at some point. I'm looking at the this dispatcher that is for the set of fuses here, and it says main elevator objective complete. But if I search for that, my guess is I'm not going to find it because I haven't found. Because Harold said something like that too, but Harold also didn't have properly set objectives. So I wonder if they just. And I think the only objective triggers, yeah, are the ones that I've placed. So, interesting. I'll make an objective and call it main elevator objective complete. That'll make my life a little easier.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Rainbow Gem, so you're suggesting that they were planning on cutting the objectives?
I think it's a good idea to have them, in my opinion.
I do too. But interesting. I wonder what they would have replaced them with, because a lot of these levels are aimless without any kind of directions.
Oh yeah, definitely. I thought that mainly all the level transitions are just broken because they were directionless. Modders, we decided not to implement objective system. You may be able to find traces of it.
Huh.
That's part of the commentary included in the
Interesting.
objectives. Yeah, definitely.
Again, this goes back to the fact that the team didn't know what they were wanting to accomplish. So it doesn't surprise me they kept switching it up, switching up ideas for this level.
Bold claim. Maybe it's better just to keep it in regardless of the direction they chose.
We're definitely keeping the objectives in.
Yeah. My best guess is that they wanted to be more immersive, but the objectives list would have been useful, says Rainbow Jam. Yeah, I agree completely.
Honestly, I don't think adding an objectives because it's supposed to be like Duke has this like supercomputer in his classes, which hilariously for 2001 is a pipe dream, but for modern day is not so much.
Why would it not be for modern day though?
Because you have things like Google Glass and stuff like that, where companies are working on building AR glasses like that.
I thought you meant
AR.
Yeah. I thought you meant like it was a pipe dream, as in a wet dream, but today is not something that desirable.
Oh no, I just meant back then it was something you dream about, and nowadays it's actually possible.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Hasta la vista, asshole.
Are you guys planning to include
That bastard.
I don't really know the how to call this. It's the objective marker that's mounted on the object?
I don't think so. Maybe,
Graves,
but I don't think so.
I have good news, Duke. You won't need to run around blind in the dark anymore. Our engineers have been working on a night vision upgrade for your shades. It's being uploaded to you right now. Let us know what you think after you've had a chance to try it out. Graves out.
I only ask because having that as a toggleable feature might help the player if they're confused.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely hear you there. Make sure I set this up properly. I did. Oh yeah, I did. Alright. I think that's everything that I really wanted to get done with Dark Hotel today. We got the music implemented in this elevator here. Got all the objectives integrated. Yeah. We tweaked those spawns, although it looks like there is still one I need to find. I think the ones in the middle aren't set up properly. Oh yeah, and I also wanted to make it so this level transitions smoothly, so it doesn't. Right now, even if you're like facing this way, and I'll show you here, when we spawn into casino. Oh, we are still facing that way. I thought it was set so it didn't do that. All right, cool. Well, that makes life easier.
Oh my god, now I read Rainbow's comment. Duke, the situation has deteriorated. It seems they have the cigar.
Yeah. Cool. So I think that for now, that's a good pin on hotel. Yes, I kicked that person. Yes, I kicked that stripper and she gibbed. Yep.
Yep. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So I think for now, the best thing to do is going to be to set the fog in these last rooms here to what the default gray fog is in the other rooms, just because I think the change between orange and gray is too jarring. I think maybe I'd still like to make everything orange, but I'm going to try it with gray. I'm going to see what the feedback is, and then maybe switch it to orange and see what the feedback is, and kind of go from there. I kind of like the orange. You know what? All right. Let's do this. I got a couple of you folks here. So, does this look better? There, just to get the scene. You're sitting here, you got the fog rolling down the way, you got the flickering lights, and then you got these guys coming at you. The flickering lights are messing up because of the window being opened. So it's kind of like, so it's still kind of orange, like the orange light emanates still from the fire a little bit here. Or if we go in here and set this guy, rebuild. We'll go down here and set it to orange. I don't really know which looks better. What do you guys think?
fog is naturally a colorless
Right.
element that takes on the colors of what is
Going
forced
on
upon
around
it
it.
by.
Yep. Which is exactly why I'm thinking that with like the fire here, you've got kind of like that orange glow to the fog from the fire.
So that would be, for me anyway, what I would go with is, again, smoke doesn't have really much colors other than what it takes upon by external forces.
Yep. Okay, so I'll go through
So,
here and
more orange fog would make most sense. Sorry.
no, you're fine. You're fine. I'm sorry, I kept
Well,
cutting you off. I didn't mean to.
actually, yeah,
Oh
not to
man,
be
Zentrix here with a hot take. All right, go ahead, man. No, I'm just messing. I'm just messing.
yeah, no, not to be overly pedantic. We so thing is with fire, it depends on the material that's burning because if you have like
Oh,
a petroleum bag, trust me, I tried this when I was like 12. Um, those solid like um, yeah, I don't know, some heavy plastic. It
it'll
might
like give off
uh,
black smoke.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So it depends on the material that's burning. Also, sometimes with wood might be, but I get where I think it was Keyboard Warrior where he's coming from, because mainly yes, smoke can be somewhat more transparent, so to speak, just like cigar smoke.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily transparent, but even if it comes off as black, it will still have some tint of the fire that what do you call it? The
Yeah.
some tint of the fire will still influence it.
So I think what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna play with something that was suggested a while ago. I didn't get around to messing with it before, but I'm pretty confident more now than I was then. I'm going to try to add to some of these spots here. I want to add. Oh, there already is some. I want to add some more smoke. So, like for when you're actually, standing above this spot here. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Oh, no, it's right. It's just because it's broken. Never mind. It's not because I did something sloppily. I was like, oh, come on, man. It might be cool to have, like, some smoke rising out of this. And maybe, like, this over here, too. Can I get to this middle section? Oh, yeah, but it's gonna kill me.
Excuse me while I push my entry.
Okay. Well, I'll do those tweaks later. I feel like we've been working on this map for almost 2 hours now. We'll switch to a new map, get some new scenery and stuff like that, and then I'll add the smoke effects and stuff like that in at a later date.
There is one suggestion I can give you guys.
Sure.
Um, I know it's being a bit nitpicky, but
No, go on,
uh,
man.
when Duke first ascends in the elevator to his penthouse that's on fire,
Mm-hmm.
there appear, at least from the trailer, there appears to be no smoke coming from that fire.
That's fair. I
So it
can't
might be wise.
remember.
So it might be wise to have it look like it's blowing coal when Duke first ascends that elevator.
Yeah. Let's double check that to see if it actually is giving off smoke or not. I guess they're not. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to add some smoke effects, more smoke effects for that as well. This map is getting a lot of changes that haven't been shown off yet, though, either, too. So.
I just thought it would be a nice little touch.
Oh no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, very good touch.
Wait, what happened?
Nothing,
Get
just a
banned.
statue.
Ah, dude,
um,
are they so sensitive about that?
I don't know. That was a joke.
Yeah, it's Twitch.
Yeah. It's a woman's
It's
nipple,
Twitch.
so it's
You
fine.
look at the mod funny and they kick you.
Like I
Sorry.
said, it's a woman's nipple, so it's probably fine with Twitch mods. Anyways, going on to casino.
But if it's a man's, would it? I think it
No,
would be
no, it's
even
just
more okay.
no. I know it was a joke. The stereotype is that the Twitch mods have
A bias in a way. Yeah, I think
yeah,
I know
yeah,
what you're
yeah,
talking about.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
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 Again, only of course in jest. Oh, that would be a neat secret if you could find a way up. If I could find a way to get the player up here.
Find a Twitch mod.
Find a Twitch mod, yeah.
Yeah.
Getting banned speedrun. That wouldn't be too hard.
You try to
Nah, you'd
speedrun the
have
game
to
and he
put
just crashes your game.
you would have to put some toes.
Put some toes, yeah.
Otherwise, it's not the complete
Duke Nukem feet ever.
mod experience. It's not a complete mod experience.
I don't know. I just saw this kind of like Duke symbol up here, and I thought that it would be a cool thing to be able to like open up the Duke symbol like that. Maybe I should put that somewhere in study.
Funny. I'm looking in the Duke Nukem community Discord, and I just see a video of someone playing the leak on like age-appropriate hardware, and the game just running super fast.
The game's running super fast.
Yeah,
I think somebody even ran the game on like a Pentium 3 and it ran fine.
Hey guys, by the way, I have an old laptop that's like, I don't know, freaking old anyway. So old that it has only 1.37 gigahertz or something. I have 2 or 3 of those. So I can test it. I can test the game at some point on age appropriate hardware.
Cool. I think Spider-Man has an old rig too. He was one of the I guess he was one of the people who, when the leak first came out and YouTube videos were going up, he was one of the people who did one of the first hardware tests live like that.
God.
I think I know why
Oh yeah,
it runs so well.
that was unreal.
Exactly. The code was meant for PC.
Unreal or like a Pentium 166 or 60 megabytes of RAM.
I couldn't believe it.
The code was meant for PCs. It was streamlined and optimized for PCs.
Pay no mind to the fact that the game still crashed.
Yeah.
The reason why the original Unreal never made it to consoles very much is just that. It was trying to shoehorn in something that just didn't work.
It did get like a Mac OS port, correct me if I'm wrong.
What's
Someone
that?
mentioned that. Like the Mac OS port of Unreal that even existed. Unless I'm remembering that wrong.
Oh. I'm not too sure.
I could look it up, because I think I'm confusing it. Oh yeah, it did release on Mac.
Oh, nice. Des says that he has some age-appropriate hardware he can test on. Des is another one of our awesome, very hardworking level designers.
Nice. Here we go.
Little shout out.
Yeah, we might make a Beowulf cluster of those. No, but seriously, does the hardware mean so much? I mean, I could virtualize some Windows XP, but I'm not sure if that will help the cause by any means.
I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Can
a
we get
fun novelty to wonder if the game, hypothetically releasing back then, would actually have functioned on a computer from back then.
Oh yeah, definitely. I get you.
The fact is, none of that hardware doesn't really matter anymore, except maybe for hardcore collectors, but still.
So
Unless someone
something
try
I've been
running
thinking
it?
about, I kept this guy in because it's just such a fun bit where he like runs and kicks the glass and steals the TV. I'm thinking though about having it so this is these are his events right here. These dispatchers here are what has him run out, kick the window, and come back, right?
But anyone.
So what I think I want to do is have him run back this way, and then after he runs back this way, he spawns like 2 or 3 snatchers, and then they chase him back towards Duke.
Okay, that would be hilarious.
Got the
So,
TV gag. I remember when the leak first came out, and we saw that everyone in Valve content collectively lost their shit.
me too.
Yeah,
I thought it was awesome.
in the TV gag because funny free TV Valve. Haha.
Yeah, you know, capitalizing on bad situations. Haha.
Yep.
How very Vancouver of you.
With
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah.
I'm from Canada, and during one of the riots, you can actually see a lot of people just breaking. In the 1990s, you could see people breaking into hardware store and running off with tube tellies.
I remember that happening like 2 or 3 years ago in America, but I don't want Atakan to get banned.
Man, yeah, I think like the only riot you can bring up in a good light is the London riots, purely because that one image of a dude stealing a whole bag of rice.
Hey.
That image belongs in the fucking House of Commons as British history.
Hey, whatever works for you.
Okay, so let's put down some. I want some spawn triggers here. Come on now. Not random spawn.
By the way, I apologize if I'm a bit heavy-handed with my suggestions.
I mean, hey man, the entire point of opening this up for people to join me in here and chat with me and ask me questions and stuff like that is for people to get the opportunity to do that. So and to ask questions directly to the development team and stuff like that. We try to get some other guys in here too, like Zentrix, and so no need to apologize. You're absolutely fine, man.
I just
And I also understand the excitement of just seeing and wanting to give some feedback. So now
Yeah.
you are perfectly fine in my eyes.
because I can see how some people might think I'm being a bit too zealous.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't think that. I can tell you honestly.
I just have an eye for the minor details.
Yeah, same. And yeah, I think it also happened to me, not in this project, to just have an eye for the detail and say, "Oh, but you are kind of nitpicking." Nah, we are not those guys.
What is this?
Hey, a bit of nitpicking every now and again to ensure everything's running beautifully isn't a
Yeah,
bad idea.
totally.
Because I keep having to constantly remind myself, no, it's not my project, it's your guys' project.
And just as Atakan said, it's for us all to enjoy at the end of the day, and this is why he's opening this to others, and why some of the development team joins, so we can all discuss what's going on.
Yeah, so you're
That and
seeing
let's be
this?
honest. That and let's be honest. We all bet on Duke, so
Yeah, you were trying to say something, Atakan?
sorry.
Yeah, you seeing this?
Oh, what was looking at?
Wait,
Oh,
wait,
oh,
what?
oh. Saw it. Oh, there we go.
Wait, what happened? Because I only see you.
There's just
Oh boy, the
that mover
activator's
doing what
screwed.
it wants. Yeah. Well, there's no activator for it too. That's the weird part. Like there shouldn't be anything triggering it.
Oh, Jesus, man.
There we go. Now it'll be fixed.
I just saw a haunted TV run off with itself. That's hilarious.
There we go. Okay, so let's set. Oh, this path node already has a name. It's called run here. And then what we're going to do is so we are going to build a trigger, build an NPC activity event. Come on, man. Where is it? I wish we could do a search inside of the actor classes window. It's hard to memorize exactly wherever all these things are located.
I'm still surprised this all still works on modern Windows.
I mean, yeah, that's unreal for you.
Because
It's
have
unreal.
And
you guys ever tried to get Lift Tech working on modern Windows? It's not pleasant.
A while ago, we were chatting in the dev chat, and people were saying, well, that might be why the leak took so long, because uh, we were speculating the team was trying to get it to run on modern hardware. So it might not be so out of the box. It might have need uh, to have some effort to get it here. I'm trying to say.
Not just the editor I'm in reference to, but the entire engine itself. Because there are some games that just absolutely miserable trying to get it running on modern hardware.
I mean, I can get both the original LiquidOtacon engines and LiquidOtacon engine games running fine on modern Windows, like Shogo and Blood 2. I don't know how. I think I just got lucky.
Try Aliens vs. Predators 2 sometime. You'll see misery in motion.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'll just play Fear.
Run to the other
Hey,
location, bud. Do the thing you're supposed to
let's
do.
play some aliens, colonial marines. I say.
Piss off.
No,
Hell yeah.
no. Is he dropping it, bro? What the hell?
Sorry.
Just looking Otacon stream.
Me and Aliens Colonial Marines have a great chemistry in the sense that I've actually I've actually melted my copy in acid.
Sick.
I guess after this joke there was no reaction.
Just like the aliens.
Hey,
Have fun one for you guys.
you didn't. do
Jesus,
the
now
thing. You didn't do the
now
thing
I get
about-
it, because the AI is just so stupid. Yeah, now I get it.
Now where is he? Now where is he going?
Well, he's going to the spot I told him to go to, but
Not in the right direction. Not in the
Yeah.
right direction.
the dispatcher is supposed to have him kick open this glass window, grab this TV, run over to here where he normally does, and then run back over to here. But not only did he not run, he casually walked, which might be my fault. I just might not have enabled something on the event itself. But the fact that he didn't go to the first point doesn't make sense to me, because in the dispatcher, he is set to return to base before he runs away. Oh, I bet you I have to add delay to it. So let's say 0.75. Let's try that. Building. There we go. Come on, man. There we go. Okay, a little longer.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Oh, you know, I've just been in math hell all day.
Oh, my favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun.
What kind of math?
I just think your basic, like, entry-level college math. The last time I took a math class was a decade ago on purpose, because like I don't fuck with math. So it's
Oh, hey,
it's been,
Abomination.
hey, what's going on? Yeah, just it's been rough getting back into speed. So what's going on? What are we looking at here?
Well, we were working on. Let's try 2 seconds. We were working on some casino, or we were working on some dark hotel. We got objectives set up and working. We got the MIDI elevator music added back, which reminds me I should add it back to this one too.
Oh, hell yeah.
We fixed the enemies so they all look like they're snatched, and we re-enabled the fog.
Nice.
And now,
Yeah,
and
go
now
on.
he's working on some poor NPC getting mauled by snatchers.
Yeah. So the I've been trying to think about what to do with the guy with the TV who kicks open this and runs, and so I want to add more to this level to begin with. Like we talked about adding some snatchers and stuff like that last time we worked here. So what I plan on doing here is having it so he runs, kicks the glass. Alright, I gotta make it like 5 seconds and then he should be okay. Stop looking at me, it's weird. And then have snatchers basically chasing him as he... Because I'm already planned on having the NPCs that are in here, they're gonna get moved around a bit. And they're gonna run out to Duke once he comes out. And so I'll have him basically do the same thing.
DNF 01 actually aged a lot better to me than a lot of other games of this generation.
Page running up to you.
Because it's either really they look really bland or they're just wet nuts with normal mapping.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Abomination.
Hey, what's going on?
I got some great news.
Yeah?
My so about on 30th August I ordered a server, and it arrived today. A Z400 with a Xeon, basically a server processor and 12 gigabytes of RAM, 95 euros shipping included, man.
Hell yeah.
I came here to kick CPU cycles and chew Ethernet cables, and I'm all out of IT.
Hell yes.
It's a little long.
Ooh.
Getting close though.
My modern computer is still running a Pentium.
And
Oh
that's
Jesus! I've been in your position a few years ago. Yeah, those.
Pentium G4560. It's a dual core that has hyperthreading.
Jesus, man, hyperthreading, that's server tech.
Yeah.
old. Yeah.
God, I've been rocking the good old like Intel Xeon CPU.
You're making me think of Crispy, one of our programmers, back early on in the project. He was talking with us all one day in chat, telling us he was using a Celeron processor to try to rebuild the binaries of the game and stuff like that. And so I shipped him a.
Oh my god.
I shipped him a newer computer.
Do you?
Why the hell was he doing that?
Just what he had.
Yeah.
Fair, I mean fair, but Jesus.
What
When
did you
you're
get
flat
him though?
broke.
Oh, it worked. It's working.
Atakan, what did you get him?
It was a just like a mini tower, like a HP mini tower.
Oh hell yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, it wasn't anything new, but it was like just something I had lying around, and it was a little like newer for him.
Yeah.
I actually have everything to upgrade my computer but a new processor.
Oh man. Interesting thing about the Pentium Ds, or oh no,
Nuts.
there was a Pentium that I dug out of my dad's storage room uh, a few weeks ago. Um, it was a server, and legit, it was a Pentium inside with a server socket. I don't want to know how long it's been staying there, but it didn't give even some video output. I tried with a video card that I had lying around. Nothing I could do for that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'll be upgrading to Ryzen when I finally do get the actual processor.
Yeah, Ryzen chips are fantastic. I run a Ryzen chip after like a very long time doubting like I was always on Team Intel, but like it just got to the point where it was just like AMD was just absolutely destroying them in terms of like cost performance ratio and like also like power draw and just kind of everything. So I went with AMD and I haven't looked back since.
Ryzen kicked Intel in the pants, and they've been running catch up ever since.
Honestly, when I
For
got
sure.
this, when I was looking for a new computer, I wanted to switch back to AMD processors, but this one was just like the best, like mid-maxing cost. This was like the best point. I still did ended up working out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the same way. Like my first custom built PC ran all AMD stuff because it was way cheaper when I was growing
Oh
up
yeah.
to build the computer that way, and it was great.
Yep.
I ran off like a Phenom 2 Black Edition. Those things were
Hmm.
awesome.
Hmm. Hell yeah.
I mean, dude, my main PC that I'm using right now is an Athlon 3000G. Not the best processor. I think it's mid-tier, but quite obscure. It's not something that you hear of every day, but it's been doing its job. Bought it new like 2 years ago or 1.5 years. Still doing its job very well.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Completely off topic from technology, Spaceman asks, "What's everyone's favorite curry dish?" I like a nice I don't know, just like a jasmine rice and some naan, some roasted chicken.
This is going to be really boring, but I love some butter chicken.
Hey, butter chicken's fantastic. That's not boring at all. That's some good food.
Fun fact: it wasn't actually developed by natives from India.
Really?
Yeah, it was developed by the British
Wow, they actually made it.
To adapt Western taste to India's cuisine.
You're telling me that the British made food that tastes good?
I know,
That,
right?
that isn't fish and chips.
But
Okay, yeah,
what
fish and chips
about
is pretty good.
what do you think about the bread sandwich, which is like
Oh, chip
those-
buddy.
What about Wellington?
I think I learned about the chip buddy from
Hey,
Earthworm Jim.
whoever's reading whoever's listening to this in the Twitch streams, Hawaiian pizza deserves to exist.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I was anti pineapple on pizza until I tasted, and well, let's just say it's good that the pineapple is just there for a bit of flavor, a bit of nuance, but it's not the main thing when you actually eat it.
Hmm.
It's a sweet and salty thing.
Masaman curry is my favorite kind of curry.
Ooh, yeah, yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
Masaman.
I'm
That's some
not.
good
Yeah,
stuff. It's like kind of related to like tikka masala, right?
I can't remember what that is.
I think that's right. I could be wrong.
sharps.
It's like almost sweet and spicy. It's like
Yeah.
it's a yellow or orange curry.
Ooh, sounds great.
I also love me some tandoori chicken.
Oh yeah, tandoori chicken's fantastic.
Oh yeah, I don't know if that's a Greek dish, but here in Cyprus it's pretty common, at least in my workplace. Yeah, it's pretty good, but perhaps a bit fatty for my taste. I don't have such a great support for fatty food, apparently. Maybe because I'm 20 and I need to work with a cane.
Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah,
I get
never
that.
try fried chicken. Then you will not like it.
No, and yeah, it's strange, my guy. I just don't know how to explain it.
Excuse me.
But
You
Basically,
you walk,
Shrimp.
but if I can ask, you walk with a cane. Is there there is a reason, of course. Is there a reason you're willing to disclose?
oh no, I said maybe because I am 20 and I should walk with a cane.
Oh,
Just
sure.
oh
just
yeah, yeah.
it was just a joke, like, oh hey, I'm 20, I'm so old now that I need a cane. No,
I only
Nah.
asked because my grandfather used to walk with a cane when he was only in his 30s.
but like, what happened?
Broke his back.
Oh jeez.
Oh,
It was a
Damn.
karate accident. He landed wrong.
Damn.
oh man.
I mean, karate accident sounds pretty sick. Like that's a pretty good reason to like like if someone asks like, "Oh, what happened to your back?" It's like karate accidents. Like that sounds
Karate
pretty
accident.
badass, honestly.
It
I'm-
might be until you realize, until you hear that it was on one of the practice stages.
Just like fell or
They got to
something.
the edge, and when he fell, he landed back first on the edge.
Ooh, that's rough. That's very rough.
And ever since then, he passed away
Oh,
recently, but for most of his life, he was either walking with a cane or eventually in a wheelchair.
Damn.
Damn.
my condolences.
Don't. I'm actually happy he's passed. He's not in pain anymore.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
So
But his wheelchair could go lightning fast.
Oh my god, man! I'm going to die in hell for this.
He actually developed made his own electric wheelchair. He didn't buy it.
Oh wow, that's impressive.
Sick.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the damn thing could go 30 kilometers an hour.
Damn.
He could just go in traffic with that. Perhaps not the interstates, but still.
Yeah.
As I said, the man may have had a back incident, but he was, one of the absolute craziest individuals I know up until the end.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, hope I wasn't insensitive for joking about this. I'm sorry if that was inappropriate.
Not really.
Yeah.
I would actually ask the first question, so if anything, it will have landed on me.
For sure. So, what's going on here, Otacon?
So,
Hmm. Hmm. Like event based? Okay.
I just realized that I was muted for the stream because sorry. But
Oh dear.
just to roll back for a second. I was only muted for like a minute or two. Just to roll back for a second. We're creating creature spawners. But yeah, so these are going to be different triggers that are proximity based that cause like this guy to spawn and these guys to spawn and this guy to spawn and like this trigger right here has got a pretty wide radius, and that's because we found that there is a way you can like speed run. I'll put that in quotation marks because you get pretty messed up if you don't do it right. Because you don't really, because the thing about this like whole little maze here, it's pretty difficult fighting all these guys. But if you do it like intelligently, what you're able to do is take it out without losing too much ammunition, and you collect like the shotgun and the M16, and we put these grenades here, and then you have to fight the EDF 209, who himself is also a creature spawner with a spawn point. And yeah, so basically I am just creating, I don't want these guys to always be here. Plus it's also easier on like level load and like, the game in general. If I just place this here, have them spawn, I'm going to tie it to this dispatcher here. And so basically he runs this way. When he runs this way, around the same time, these guys are going to spawn and they're going to run to like this point. And then once they run to that point, they should be able to pick up on Duke the player and aggro onto him. That's the idea.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
I'm just setting that up.
Okay. Cool.
there is one question I've been meaning to ask you for some time, though.
Sure.
There is a weird damage quirk for the player. I don't know if it's in game because of the enemy might get a headshot and deal more damage, but the actual damage you are receiving is very inconsistent. For instance, sometimes it's only 4, 4, 4, but then I get a 15 out of nowhere.
Oh, like at the I hear what you're saying.
I just thought that was a very, it's almost player hostile in a sense, because it's out of their control.
Is it possibly like location based damage? Like is Duke getting shot in the head and that's doing more damage?
Yeah, I think that's the vibe. But I am not sure. Just playing through it, that's the impression I get.
Something I've
Because
been thinking.
again,
I'm not sure either. I would guess that it would be location damage, though. I'm not positive. That would be my guess.
Oh, another.
I only
Yeah, go on.
bring it up because it's, as I said, almost player hostile. Because if it's out of the player's control, suddenly you're eating 15s sporadically and dead, restart.
I guess it depends on the difficulty. So I think there are two options because you are saying you are getting 4s and then out of nowhere you get something like 15. Did I understand that right?
Yeah.
What difficulty you playing on?
This
Well,
was just to address.
you can't set the difficulty yet. Like you can, but it doesn't actually. Nothing is tailored for that. Not in the original league or otherwise.
Okay, yeah,
I was going
my
off
bad.
of the original leak.
Right. Yeah.
I just wanted to know if anything was going to be happening with that because it seems, as I said, player hostile.
Attica?
So the answer is I've been thinking about that quite a bit too recently, trying to play through some of these levels just to play test them and finding myself like getting melted still by the EDF. I hope I didn't just crash it. All right, there we go.
Uh-oh.
We're good.
Okay.
That was scary. I think what one of the solutions might to be is just to reduce the damage of the enemy EDF soldiers. I think maybe setting them to like they do 8 damage on a basic hit right now. Maybe setting them to do like 2. Because we could make them less aggressive, but I think that like they're actually a good amount of aggressive. Like them almost being just
I
as
agree.
oppressive to the player as the player is to them is kind of like a nice thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's
There's
not
definitely
the
times. Sorry, go ahead.
it's not the aggression that takes me off takes me back. Usually, it's the, for lack of a better term, a random sucker punch. Due to what seems to be out of getting hit with numbers that seem unfair from a player's perspective.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I would reduce them. Oh man.
I might suggest a deeper look into the code to see what might be causing that.
Well, so first of all, I mean, personally, the only time I've noticed being hit for 15 damage is I should have renamed that. I'm gonna relaunch the editor really quick. The only time I've personally noticed being hit with 15 damage is on death. So I am more apt to believe that that has something to do with that, but I could be mistaken.
Cause I've gotten like it was really weird results when I get when I'm at like 20 health, and then one enemy just one shots me with like 25.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, if you think about Duke 3D, like Duke 3D, you're kind of a glass cannon if you consider it. So I wonder if they were trying to like kind of do something like that in DNF, and like maybe like the build is like the numbers are a bit off at the moment, and yeah, maybe some tweaking of like the damage numbers or like damage scaling or something would be very helpful to that. But it's possible that it could just be something that may not just be like firing off correctly.
I mean, I'm sure we'll balance that all when we get around to difficulties.
Oh yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
Yeah. I think the most intuitive thing to do here is tie the amount of damage to the difficulty.
Like it's not it's not really the difficulty.
It's probably positional damage depending on where you get a hit in the body.
It's not the aggression or necessarily. It's just the sporadic spike of damage.
Yes, but it's
Again,
probably because headshots and stuff that are doing that.
mm,
It's not really unfair. It's probably the cover. If you're not in cover, you're probably going to get hit in the head.
because this game looks and plays like a traditional, I hate the term, but boomer shooter. So to have a hitch like that seems out of place.
By
I
the
don't
way,
think it's a
what?
hitch. Like like.
I think that's just common in like the 2000s.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know what you mean by
This
hitch.
isn't like a 90s boomer shooter. This is like a 2000s shooter.
I remember Sin had that problem a lot. If you weren't wearing like head armor, like you just get instantly washed by like someone with a shotgun. So like,
I think Half-Life also had positional damage. I
yeah,
don't
Half-Life
know.
definitely did. I think so.
Yeah.
When I said hitch, it was difficulty hitch, meaning sometimes the difficulty seems to randomly spike.
Well, I think the big problem with the difficulty right now is just like being immediately thrown in the deep end when it comes to the EDF. There's just so many of them.
Yeah. Well, I think Rooftop does a decent job of ramping them. It's just 2 of them, and they have pistols, and then not until you really have the M16 do they have the M16. But then once they get the
Yeah.
M16, it's like, what the fuck is going on? But
Yeah, they're shooting so much.
yeah,
Yeah.
Good
That
that
me EDF Terminator can kiss my ass.
good thing you brought into the discussion the 2 EDF you meet on the rooftops, Otacon, because
How did you break, dude?
because
Oh, no.
in my experience they are pretty much dumb. Like they fire very slowly and even miss you. Is that on purpose?
Is what on purpose? I'm sorry. I was distracted by
Yeah,
the
okay.
These dudes broke 'em.
No problem. So I was saying that the first 2 EDFs that you meet when you get on the rooftops area, right?
Okay.
Those are just pretty much very dumb. Like they take a while to aim their shots, and even then they miss you. And I was asking if that's on purpose or if that's gonna be modified.
I don't know if it's on purpose. I would have to look at what their aggression levels are set to and stuff.
Gotcha.
You also have to remember that a lot of the EDF on the rooftop appear to be fully scripted. So the fact that they have 2 that's unscripted might just be a screw up on their part. Does that make sense?
I guess so.
No, I mean, they're not like they're not though. Like the other enemies aren't scripted.
Yeah, there's AI.
Because I'm in reference to the ones that do a combat roll and then start shooting at you.
So that's just a setting in their spawn trigger.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to forgive me. I'm still
No.
outside looking at all this.
You're okay.
It's actually pretty surprising because I thought when I was playing the leak that it was completely like AI driven, those kinds of movements. So knowing that that's a pretty clever fake.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Okay. There's no what? Nothing has changed here. Nothing has changed. Unless it just really didn't like me. Like, I don't know. There's too many events on this now or something here, so I'll remove Snatch to East. I think that I might do some office building instead of doing this if I'm gonna run into some issues here, just to keep it a little more lively and a little less boring than watching me not being able to actually see what I'm doing. Fuck off. What the fuck? Okay, this is fine.
What's happening? Just like vents not firing off right?
Yeah, for some reason. So this is all trickery. Basically, there's a flat mover here, and when
Mm.
he comes and kicks it, it's supposed to swap it out with a mover that's right here, which is the broken glass, and then that allows him to reach in and grab the TV. But something has broken with him. Like, somehow this mover is dead. But I didn't do anything that should have broken this mover.
Continuing on with the whole damage thing, is there any uh, changes happening with the Forbidden City? What do you call it? Uh, Amazonic dragons. Or dragons.
What about it? I'm sorry.
The EDF Terminator placement is rude in that map.
I'll be
Oh, it's supposed
honest.
to be a show. Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's a showpiece moment, right?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But but the player is getting absolutely hammered by a enemy that they can't even see.
Well, so if it's at the spot where he can't be seen really right now, yeah, that'll get adjusted. Right now, though, as far as that goes, we haven't like we've worked a little bit on that map, but it hasn't been like worked on in the same capacity as some of these other ones here.
You understand what I mean, though, right? The EDF, when the player first spawns in the Forbidden City map with the animatronic dragon, where you get
Mm-hmm.
punted out of,
Mm-hmm.
the EDF Terminator just stands above the map and just peppers the player without the player even really able to fight back.
Right.
I'm
Going off.
assuming it will get fixed. We just haven't really touched that map yet.
Right. I think it has
Yeah.
actually already gotten changed and fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you-
I played it a few days ago, and I don't remember there being any Terminator in Forbidden City.
It's
Yeah, I
I
think
think
we.
it's been changed to where it's at.
I'm
It's been changed.
I'm going off of the direct
Right.
leak
Right.
though,
Right. Right.
Yeah, understandable, definitely.
because this is how I think about my game design. It's just ow, 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 ow. What's hurting me? I don't even know what's dead.
Yeah.
At least that's how the player might feel, and that's annoying. But that's just me, of course.
Well,
So I guess Duke did broke a nail.
Duke, what?
Did break a nail.
He broke a nail.
Yes.
Rainbow mentions there is a Terminator in Forbidden City. It's near the bridge that blows up. It goes into the other side will appear. The Terminator is so busted and kill the player in 2 minutes. Yeah, I mean, like we've been saying, like it seems like the team is very aware of that, and yeah, like things are going to get tweaked. Obviously, like the gameplay damage values in the leak. Yeah, they're probably going to be tweaked, especially for like each difficulty and thing, right?
Right.
Like what is it assumed that the base difficulty of the leak is supposed to be? Like, is it supposed to be like on medium?
Yes. Yeah, we actually did
Okay.
figure that out because we disabled things one at a time and found that if you just play the game by itself, it plays on difficulty 2, which is like 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, I think. And 2 would be Let's Rock.
Okay.
It's piece of cake, let's rock, and come get some, right?
I don't remember if we have the damn I'm good. I'm not sure about that.
Oh yeah, damn, I'm good would be the last one. Yeah, the
Maybe
slot
we
machines
have
are
it.
already playable in the current leak. Okay, so we'll have to redo his running thing. That's fine. This is a version of the map. It's basically the same. Gonna delete all this stuff because it didn't work the way it was supposed to anyways. But let's go ahead and sort out what is supposed to be this like office for the EDF, or not the EDF, the staff. There we go. It's gonna come up. Yes, the restoration, the teleportation, the telekinetic teleportation, the telekinetic attack works in the restoration build. It should work
Oh,
on the
right on.
public repo.
Telekinetic attack. I guess I didn't explore that.
They can already throw. That's already set up. I'm pretty sure. I'm fairly certain they can already throw junk objects.
Oh, so throwing stuff around.
Yeah. Yep.
That Octobrain is honestly one of the best models pre 2010s I think I've ever seen.
It's pretty gorgeous.
You know what I think I should do here?
And I gotta head out. You guys have a good one.
Yeah, keep it easy.
Take it easy.
You too.
Yeah, I will also need to head out because pretty late. Wake up in the morning, feeling like a rock star, and let my let my Kelly let my server do its thing for another 30 minutes.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Totally
goodbye, guys.
Take it easy,
See,
Hendrix.
Have fun.
So I was thinking about how we have these things. They don't actually work, but it's what these like are inside of some of these EDF APCs. I don't know if you guys have ever hopped inside of them before.
Oh, you can go inside them? Holy shit.
Some of them have it. Some of them, even though there'll be like a wall back here that you can't like, it looks like you can't jump through. You can just jump right through it. You can phase through it, and then.
Oh, wow.
I guess I'll just show you guys real quick.
All right.
The Hoover Dam too. Yeah, maybe I should go over to there to see if there's any better. Does the freezer work? Will the freezer work? Yes, the freezer will work.
Freezer will work. Yeah.
All weapons that are currently in the game should work.
That's awesome.
By the way, are we gonna change that terrible like model that it's got, or
I hope
like
so.
nothing against the
I don't
model,
think we've
but
talked about it because it's not something that's like
it
really
looks
there
like
yet,
a super
Some of that
circuit.
stuff is still like waiting to come online, right?
Yeah. Like you know,
like
when we're working in the game, you still don't, So yeah, see this kind of works, but it doesn't.
oh wow, huh.
Super Soaker.
So-
But I like the water gun freeze cannon. I think it's funny.
That's interesting.
Certainly is goofy.
Well, camera
I think I I think I still prefer Duke 3D, just the design.
Yeah, Clarity 3D Realms did too before they handed off the Gearbox. It's the Duke Nukem 3D design 2011.
Or it's like kind of
I
like a
know,
beam.
I know I'm going to get a lot of flack, but I really don't like the Duke 3D phrase throwers design.
Duke 3D what?
Phrase thrower design.
Oh.
Hmm.
I
I
guess it's
know.
really hard to like compare it to something else, right? Because like that's kind
Yeah.
of been the only design it's had,
Yeah.
as far as I know, at least. I don't think there's been a Duke game with a different design freeze thrower yet.
Duke 64.
A different freeze thrower?
I think it just replaced the freeze thrower outright with the plasma cannon in 64.
Oh, huh. I never played Duke 64. I've only like
It's worth checking out
passingly familiar with it.
the PC version of it.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been meaning to. I'm still working my way through the AMC Squad standalone game in terms of playing Duke 3D.
Mm.
And that's an impressive fucking mod.
Duke 64 is funny.
Wish I could
It's alright.
remember
I think the
what
funny thing is just the cursed 3D model of the Cycloid Emperor.
Oh yeah.
It is good. Eurocom definitely knew what they were doing with the build engine because they made 0 Hour on it.
The only thing I wish it had was music.
So many console ports that just like completely remove music, and the entire atmosphere just gets completely destroyed by that.
I mean, in that era, it was either you'd have no music or you got Aubrey Hodges to do it.
Doom, anybody?
Rainbow Gem says Future Time, while not part of the restoration team, has been fixing up enemies in a mod pack and making the freeze enemies. Yeah, actually, yep. He's actually some of his stuff has been contributed to the project as well. So.
Oh.
Yeah, Future Time. He doesn't work directly with us, but he has fixed some stuff for us and stuff like that. So. How will the nuke work? Will Duke be able to avoid getting killed by hiding behind cover or underwater like in Shadow Warrior? Not sure. That's a good question.
You won't you won't survive a nuke blast if you stick around to see it. You just won't.
Well, right, yeah.
Civi 11, baby.
Let's just see if it was just the editor being weird. No, it wasn't. Okay, that's fine.
I wasn't a huge fan of the HRP for Duke 32, but I also understand that like that's a very like it's a project that's had a lot of people touch it over the years. So like I get that a lot of its aesthetic is kind of mismatched. There's some really good stuff in there, but yeah, it's definitely a product of a time when people were making like 3D model packs for Doom.
Yeah.
I get that they were made by a lot of talented people, but they all look shut ugly to me.
If I go that far, it's just they didn't fit the aesthetic of Duke 3D, in my opinion.
They were trying to take a modernized approach for visual design in a game that was never designed for any of it.
Yeah. Gersoni says, will you guys implement some new and classic weapons to the arsenal? Wasn't there talk of possibly looking at like putting the Devastator back in?
Yep, we've been talking about the Devastator. We've also been talking about the Ripper a lot. Although that's a pretty divided and contested thing right now. So we're not not 100% on the Ripper, but yes, we do plan on adding most likely the Devastator back into the game.
Isn't the original Duke 3D pistol in for like?
Oh yeah, and the original Duke 3D pistol. Yep, I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
for
One.
the
Thank you, Tara.
the flashback sequence.
Yeah, I forgot that the Devastator wasn't in that. It just feels like it should be already.
The Devastator was mostly replaced. I think was supposed to be replaced by the rocket launcher that can fire a nuke.
Yeah, but it's still not the
Devastator's
same.
mini, like mini rockets that get spitted out rapidly are just. It's not the same as, using just a big explosive.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking double click on
The question is, like, if you're going to add new weapons, you need to have like combat situations that like encourage them and support their use and things, and that's tricky.
And also restrict them.
Yeah.
Because, let's be honest, firing the Devastator in close range is a bad idea.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's so fun to fire.
Same could also be said for the RPG.
Yeah, but
I think I
undeniably they just hit
mentioned.
different.
Oh, what's that?
I said just undeniably though they hit different.
Oh, absolutely. I feel.
Even,
Go ahead.
even still, gutting a room with either of them was always satisfying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've mentioned on here like the RPG as is. It definitely needs some juice to it because it feels very in my opinion weak to fire. Like there's something about like the feeling of that weapon that doesn't feel as powerful as it should or as like cool as it should quite yet. So
yeah,
it needs like a little bit more.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's probably like the sound design and animation. I think that's mostly it.
Yeah, as far as them not being in the game already, I mean, when it comes down to it, like, we're gonna take some liberties. You know, this is still like a creative effort amongst us. And so, like, while we are still trying to make sure that we build something that is as true to what we could have seen at that time, as much as it is as true as it is the Duke, and so I don't know. I feel like having some of the iconic weapons, we don't have any of we have pipe bombs and the RPG and the pipe bombs don't even look the same. The RPG is the only thing that looks the same as far as all the weapons go.
Shotgun.
I guess kind of the shotgun, yeah.
Like there's just so much more functionality in the weapons in 2001 because like there's
Right.
so many different like ammo types and stuff. Like for fuck's sakes, like they're the shotgun has like damage over time rounds. Like it's
Right.
weird, but it's cool. Take it easy, Rainbow.
Keep it easy. Trying to build out a desk.
The crazy thing about 01 is it still feels modern.
Parce que j'avais ouvert, mais j'ai pas fait, ouais. Si, j'ai vu les commentaires, moi. Bah, j'ai regardé quand tu jouais à l'intermarché, donc toi, c'est une table, c'est pas ça? T'es une folle maintenant, tu sais envoyer des trucs par.
Please
T'es une
mute
malade?
yourself. Thank you. Let's see if this works.
Going back to the creative efforts. Do you mind if I'm a bit shaky?
You're fine.
I bet what?
Are they really creative efforts though? Because follows my outlook on the entire project. Your ideas could have also been their ideas. Nothing was written in stone after all.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So your interpretation's about as faithful as if it was theirs.
Well, especially as like the project gets further along, right? Like when they start tackling the more late game areas, and there's like so much room for them to like, okay, like there's so much more canvas for that's been like completely not filled in. That is going to take a lot of creative thinking. Like, okay, what would they have done, and also how would you make this fun to play? Like the moon section. Like,
yeah,
what was the point of that? We don't know yet. So it'll be interesting as the team figures, that stuff out. How do you get Duke from point A to point B and have it be fun and interesting and give some, some oh my god moments to the player.
As I said, your interpretation's about as accurate as theirs would be, because they didn't have anything that was rock solid at the time.
Yeah, but I also think that the only pushback I really have for that is that we're of a completely some of us are similar age to them, but we're more honestly the age of the project, like the median age of the project, we're more closer to the ages they were when they were developing it. Honestly, a little older. You know what I mean? So we definitely don't have we're not in the same headspace. We all care about Duke a lot and want to make sure this is a Duke centric and feeling project. But I think as people and as individuals who are working on this, we're pretty different than the people that came before us. I don't want to speak ill
Honestly,
about anybody, but I'd say they may even dislike some of the people we have working with us, unfortunately. I don't know.
From 3D Realms' perspective, their entire staff was practically a rotating duo between 01 and 06, so honestly, anything can go.
For sure. And personally, I think it is, in some ways it's a good thing that the team isn't in the same headspace as 3D Realms, because 3D Realms got to DNF 2009 by itself, so having a team that doesn't want to repeat those mistakes and doesn't want to get those tonal issues and still have a consistent flow throughout the game, I think that's better, and I think this team is far more diverse in thought and experience and interests, that it will lead to a very interesting Duke game.
Yeah, I would generally agree. Yeah, I don't know. I think we from the ways we act, or I shouldn't say the ways we act, but from the things that the story team comes up with and the discussions we have and stuff like that, I definitely think that we are putting a good foot forward in that aspect.
The whole thing about DNF 01 was the amount of crazy ideas that they jumped into. So if you continue that train of thought of just continually upping the ante, how they did in Duke 3D, that was about as accurate of a mindset as even they could be right now.
Right. I think the team has been very open about the fact that they're very cognizant of how overscoping led to basically the death of the project overall. So they're being very, very careful on, how if they're scoping new features, they're exactly, yeah. And
it wasn't necessarily just overscoping.
Sure.
To be honest, I think the day Duke Nukem Forever got doomed was the second Broussard saw Doom 3.
Well, that's the thing though, because he saw Doom 3 in 2000, in one. We know that because they're giving id Software's giving demos to devs in the DFW area. You just come by and come see it. So he knew it was coming, but it was something about the E3 2002 demo that kind of as a friend of mine would say, flipped the bit in his head that made him panic, and it became
it's like oh shit, now the public know.
Exactly, and then it became, as Charlie Wiederhold once told me, that Doom 3 Uber Alice. That's when DNF lost its color. It's fun. It just became a very dour. Exactly, it became super dour, and you can see that in the 2003 footage. It's the same ideas they're going for, but they're going about it in a way that is just so much more focused on, how do I put this?
I just
trying
put
to
it mundane.
Yeah, like they're trying to imitate something that Duke is not.
I mean, even the sounds are like completely like your average every other game kind of sound effects in that video.
Well, I mean, they're placeholder sound effects, right? Like,
Yeah,
I
but
doubt they never got to a point where they had final sound mixing for anything done.
But the Desert Eagle in 2001 sounded fine and kind of
Yeah.
stylized at times, but then 2003 it was just this thud.
Yeah.
Can I, Duke 03, Deagle was actually firing the hollow point sounds. The ones that in this build sound like fake movie silencer.
They're actually like a
Yeah.
Spaz 12 sound, which is
Yeah.
a little over the top for a Desert Eagle, but still.
So what I think is that sound was replaced by 2002, maybe.
Mhm.
Along with the weird alien pulse rifle idea that still baffles me.
You know, it could also have been the piercing rounds, because those definitely didn't have finalized sounds.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. The weird piercing rounds that sound like a movie silencer was in that footage. You can actually see it be the piercing rounds being fired, and they're trying to make it sound more powerful than what it does in this build.
Mhm. Yeah, Granddad, Doom 3 was pretty controversial, but I would agree that's a better game than DF 2011. But yeah, it's yeah.
Doom 3 made everybody cack their pants when it came to graphics because there was a lot of tech in that game that nobody was doing.
Oh, totally. I mean, like they had a unified lighting and shadow system. That shit was like mega impressive for the time.
Well, they also had just that dude, I don't remember his name off the top of my head for some reason, even though I should, that just like
Comac?
programs all day and night. Yeah.
Yeah.
And normal mapping, which I know I'm gonna get flack, but when like 90% of your art direction is normal mapped, it just looks weird.
Greased. Like everything's been rained on.
Yeah, everything's kind of very vaguely plastically. The Source look aged a lot better visually than Doom 3 because Source was a lot more like photo sourced and it
Source
just
Engine
looks
also
timeless.
needs more detailed textures rather than normal maps.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd argue that DNF 01 has aged better than Doom 3. Sorry, because it's not trying to over detail something with technology that simply doesn't support it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the aesthetic of DF 2001 is like extremely appealing. It's got like it's in this middle ground between like early 3D and like middle age 3D, but like it's still like very detailed, very specific ways that other games weren't doing. Like, for example, like the way glass rendering works in this game and glass destruction, like that shit's super impressive, no matter how you put it. And there's like tons of these little moments in like the way it renders this world that's like, oh wow, like that's really impressive for the time.
The glass physics are still impressive to this day.
Oh yeah,
Because it's not only a one-shot actor, but it still remains active even when it's on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That is impressive programming.
Oh yeah. Though the question is like, how expensive would that have been to run on period hardware? You know.
I doubt it would have been that much.
According to the people on the stream, allegedly, they've been able to run it very well because this engine was designed for one platform and one platform only.
The
PC.
Yeah.
Once you try to shoehorn it into a console, things get messy.
Oh yeah,
There
for sure.
are references to it eventually getting console versions, though, in the code.
there's like PS2 references in the
Yeah,
code,
there's
right?
a lot of PS2 references.
Yeah, they're like planning on it.
I feel like they probably would have removed finger animations if they put it on PS2. It's
An interesting port.
Well, actually, now I'm thinking about it, Half-Life 1 was ported and they had finger animations and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, also, that Half-Life 2 got ported to the original Xbox.
Sure did.
That is a...
And it chugged like nothing else.
It's an impressive port, though.
It really is.
Like, it has the title The Impossible port for a fucking reason. Because the minimal requirements... The minimal requirements for Half-Life 2 on PC still exceeded the original Xbox by a fair margin.
I'm sorry, but I disagree with the Impossible port. For me, that has to be Morrowind.
I don't know.
And the reason is because the amount of RAM for the original Xbox just didn't cut it, so they kept what do you call it? Kept restarting the RAM every time they filled it up. The actual console was internally reset every time they filled up the RAM.
Yeah.
To keep the game going, which that's beyond impressive for me because that's a fix I would never have thought of.
There's like a game engine that would intentionally crash itself during loading screens, so everything got dumped from memory. So fucking, what the hell?
If it works, I guess it's that kind of hackery that gets stuff done sometimes, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's how you ship a game.
Yeah.
I still have major reservations that this game could have been on PS2.
Yeah, but it probably would have had a better port on Xbox.
Yeah, it would have definitely probably ran on Xbox.
Yeah. At least at like 30 or something.
Xbox.
Should probably do the actual I shouldn't probably do the floating ones.
Would have
the ones that are mounted from the ground.
Would have likely been the one that got the port. GameCube's a bit iffy for me.
No, I don't think this would fly on GameCube. I mean, that had so many weird limitations unless you like were embedded with like Nintendo EAD or something.
Actually,
that's the biggest limitation of disk size.
Yeah, for sure. Like that alone.
This you might not know this, but they actually did. 2K did announce that DNF would receive a port for Project Dolphin.
Yeah, but that's probably because they signed some kind of agreement, and also because they were just wearing rose-tinted glasses.
Yeah,
I don't think it would have fit on the GameCube.
No, not at all.
I don't think so.
It could have.
Even the build we have is over almost 2 gigs.
Yeah, that's like
that
bigger
was
than the
lot,
disc.
Honestly, that was a lot of storage even for like the time period. So
yeah.
Well, you'd also probably have some
quick
compression.
Yeah, if I may interrupt real quick, Subtle Snake is asking, is the team adding any new areas to DNF, or is everything already blocked out in the leak? There's definitely going to be new stuff. There's going to be new geometry, new playable areas for sure.
Yeah, because like there are some parts that like kind of jump to locations randomly.
Yeah.
Like
the further we get in, the more that's going to change.
For sure. I mean, we're already talking about like the wide linear approach to the Vegas streets, where like it's not open world, but there's going to be like multiple approaches to get to the same objective.
Right. And I mean, hell, I'm working on a room right now that isn't in the game at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Going back to the GameCube real quick, if I can.
Right. Go ahead.
It still technically could. You'd have to include multiple discs, though.
Does any GameCube game have multiple discs?
Resident Evil 4.
Bad and Kato, Killer 7.
Tales of Symphonia come on
Tales of Symphonia has 2 discs, yep.
Yeah.
It had the ability to. Problem is, I don't think that a shooter of this caliber would have benefited from being stuck on 2 discs.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would want to do a disc swap like halfway through for Duke Nukem.
I think a better idea. Sorry, go ahead.
You're like on top of the tower, and it's like put in disc 2.
I think a more interesting idea would be for like, you know, provided we lived in a world where Men of Valor didn't get killed, if they ported like that to GameCube, like I really liked the idea of these like little console specific Duke spin-offs that like just kind of kept the brand alive and did weird things with like the character. I wish we still kind of got those, but I think that would be more appropriate for GameCube instead of porting like the monster that is to DNF 2001 to it.
Yeah.
Guys, we're putting it on the Game Boy Advanced.
Hell yeah, let's fucking go.
Hey, the original Quake could run on GBA.
I mean, there's already a Duke game on GBA.
Oh, and that one has some terrible sound design.
Oh, it does.
I disagree.
Okay, so you love that
Wolfenstein.
alarm that loops like every second?
It's my favorite part.
Yeah, when are we putting that in
Wolfenstein
forever?
3D is worse.
Are we gonna have TI-86 support?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Engage,
Oh, yeah,
Engage port. Yep, it's coming.
It's gonna
I
run
got
on
my-
your toaster.
Yeah, it's gonna run on your
I got my
Samsung
Engage.
fridge.
Hell yeah, I got my Engage in my drawer right now. Don't tempt me.
Oh, come on, guys. This isn't Skyrim.
You're gonna get a port in the Gizmondo.
Oh
Who
Jesus!
needs Skyrim for the Engage? There's already like 3 Elder Scroll games for that.
Yeah, there totally is.
Man, I remember there was a meme like a year or two ago that a Bethesda dev died trying to port Skyrim to his body.
That's like some David Cronenberg shit.
Hey, Skyrim was so good, even Microsoft bought it.
Now they're
And
buying
also,
Call of Duty.
Even as bad as the Duke port on the Game Boy Advance is, it's still probably the most competent first-person shooter on the Game Boy Advance.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's up there.
Got,
It's
got
up there.
multiple floors and it's
Wolfenstein 3D, anybody?
GBA is pretty okay.
Get that weird port of Marathon on the Apple Pippin.
Oh hell yeah!
Marathon is a interesting game.
It absolutely is.
Isn't there multiplayer in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 and Randall.
Not that I'd ever want to play with multiple people. If I wanted,
The trilogy
I wanted
has
to-
player on
Marathon's really fucking good though.
Yeah, I've heard great things about the multiplayer.
Yeah, but
It's all available for free from Bungie for Windows, so you should play it if you haven't.
Yep.
yeah, but I'm not playing multiplayer on the Apple Pippin. If I want to disappoint 2 people at a time, I'd bring my parents out for dinner.
Oh god.
So I wanted to just bring this up because it's kind of an idea that I thought of for a weapon. I know that it's probably an unnecessary weapon, but the Ripper Cannon, I get some people like it and some don't, but it might work as like an LMG.
Otacon was talking about that a little
Yeah,
earlier.
there's been
Yeah.
some talk about that for a while.
Because I'm currently just modeling out Ripper Cannon right now that I just kind of do these things for fun, so might as well make something Duke related.
Oh yeah, why not?
But yeah, I mean, just kind of an interesting thought because it really, the object in 3D looked from the outside when it's not being picked up, looks like, big machine gun. I mean, it's even called chain gun.
Yeah, Ripper chain gun or whatever.
Yeah, like I'm fine with it being like a heavy LMG and not like a replacement for the M16.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think any of us wanted to be a replacement for the M16.
Yeah, exactly.
M16 is way too is DNF to me.
Yeah.
DNF 01 anyway.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, it probably Is it the longest standing out of the basically between Ripper Cannon and that?
It's got to be because it was in there as early as 97, I want to say, or 98.
98, because 97, I think they still had the chain gun.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Okay, my bad.
They just didn't show any screenshots of it.
They only showed screenshots of that weird shotgun with a flashlight attachment, right?
Yeah.
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 And the rocket
Subtle
launcher.
Snake says Marathon is like an early version of Halo. Yeah, dude. Like
There's a lot of-
Oh, God.
very much. There's a lot of crossover, and I
Oh.
don't, and I think that is definitely on purpose.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
the,
yeah.
Like the
I
Spanker.
remember in the lead up to
The
Destiny.
rocket
it was like-
launcher.
Even
I
the way they
remember-
did like terminals in Halo and stuff like that, like they very much like, yeah. My buddy and I were talking about that recently. That it's really, Destiny 2 is fun and all that. They should keep using Destiny 2 as their money maker, as far as like they can just pump out loot crates and stuff like that with it or whatever. Not that I really want to advocate for that because I hate it, but at the same time, you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. But really, Bungie should do something with Marathon. They still have the rights to it. Like they still, like nothing has been done with it for a while. So it's not like someone can say they're just like rehashing old stuff. You know what I mean? Because it hasn't even been a thing. So like that's a
Well, where's
seriously
my
good
sequel to Oni?
opportunity.
Yeah, where's my port of Oni?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, bring back Oni.
Yeah, where's
Well,
the Oni at?
Rockstar owns Oni, so they probably can't do anything with that.
Yeah.
Because they sold that IP to 2K. Oni 2 was in development by like Angel Studios or whatever. It got canceled.
I think they could probably acquire the rights back for Oni. How much do you think that property's really worth?
$25.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it's worth so much that it's the first time I hear about it.
Oh yeah,
That's
it was
the-
that other
it's worth
other
it.
Bungie game made before Halo that wasn't made by core Bungie, but instead by Bungie West.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me tell me what I should Google for so I am on the same page with you guys.
Just Google Oni PlayStation 2.
OHNI.
No.
ONI.
Yeah.
Oni.
Listen to that theme song.
Yep. If it looks like you're looking at something that reminds you of Ghost in the Shell, you found the right place.
Yo, yeah.
I mean, unlike Marathon, it has its own Bungie.org domain.
Oh, I guess this is why I didn't hear about it, because it's anime. Looks like it's an anime-related game.
There was such a there was such a period in like the late 90s, early aughts where like all these American developers were clearly like enamored with anime and like had that shit on Laserdisc, it, and they're like, you know what? We want to do this. We've been to Dragon Con. We know Miami Mike. We can do this. We can pull it off. And yeah, like we got some really interesting games out of that. Like we got
It's
like
one day
Shoko.
pulled up with this cool looking movie called Ghost in the Shell. They put it on the Office movie now. Like, all right, that's it. That's video game right there.
Yeah, there's a design doc. Get to it, everyone.
There's your design doc. Yeah.
Design doc. Fuck off.
Oh God, but
Ghost in the Shell makes me wonder, makes me think of a haunted computer with a reverse shell on it.
I mean, you're kind of not far off.
Yeah.
You're not far off.
Jesus.
You guys,
When are they
I
gonna
don't
make a
really-
new Myth game?
Oh hell yeah, I'd love a new Myth game. Sorry,
I don't really care about. I don't really mind anime, but if I hear Oni-chan, I'm burning it.
Oh God. Yeah, Oni was really cool until it wasn't. Like it had some really interesting ideas, and then like I think the biggest problem I had was like they famously hired real world architects to design their levels. It turns out if you give real world architects level editors, they just make buildings. Like they don't make cool gameplay spaces.
They just make architecture.
Yeah, and that's not actually fun.
It's probably fun for them, though. I mean,
I disagree.
Maybe
have some fun if you have real life architecture handed by gameplay designers, because who doesn't love trying to scale the tops of New Orlando and Dark Souls with those two godforsaken arrow ouches that pretty much knock you off as soon as they hit you. I'm glad they're extinct.
Give me an architectural designer that was big in the Y2K era.
Oni's soundtrack is also kind of mid.
I love
not-
that
it-
theme though. That
It,
theme is
yeah.
Quick
Theme's
question:
good.
Will Duke Nukem Forever have any nudity? Yes. Yes, there will still be nudity, but it's not going to be like it's just going to be kind of like a Duke 3D though, where it's not like it's interactivity. It's not like necessarily just thrust onto you. You know,
It's not in
maybe
Duke
it's
of 2011.
not good.
DNF is not interested in turning you on.
Right.
It always weirded me out with like the forced stripper thing and the one scene.
Well, like, there's going to be like, unless the team decides against it, like based on the leak, there was going to be a scene where like Bombshell strips for Duke or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
Adobe there.
Yeah,
that
like,
scene was also what it was meant to be in 2011 before they removed Bombshell.
yeah, because then they removed it with generic poser stripper model number 2.
Much better.
That also turns out to be Duke's, Dylan's girlfriend.
Got ya.
God, not Dylan.
Can we install custom SOS backgrounds, and if so, how easy will it be? I think it's just a JPEG.
Yeah, there's like some info of how to do it in the somewhere in the files.
God,
It's not insanely hard.
Oni's
I'd buy this for
a lot of combat
$1.
evolved, where it makes me want to kill myself.
Also, 10 out of 10 for you guys' decision not to, try to shoehorn pornography into this. Because if I want porno, I just type in porno on Google.
Yeah, you want, like, to me, and many people have said this, like, Duke Nukem isn't supposed to be like capital H horny. It's supposed to be like a little rude, little lewd, little crude. You know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to have the sexuality of like an 80s action movie, you know?
Yeah.
It's not an erotic thriller. This isn't Basic Instinct.
Hasta la vista,
I mean, unless
50
someone
Shades of Grey.
wants to fully model Bombshell, I mean, unless they want to do that, I don't know.
DNF cinematic mod, let's go.
Fuck. Kill me now.
New hardware.
Great, you guys ruined it.
But yeah, I mean, I think the team shares that idea of just like, no, it's supposed to be as horny as like 80s action movies. Like, that's
seen nothing yet.
We are basically DNF was supposed to be an 80s action movie.
Yeah, basically. Hopefully there's also no hidden offensive content that Iron Fury had. Yeah, I have faith in this team not to pull that kind of shit. They seem like really awesome people, and that was very unfortunate. That really killed On Fury in a lot of people's eyes, in my opinion, at least.
For a while, until they fixed it anyway.
Did they ever actually fix it, or did they just? I thought they just refused
Yeah, I
to.
thought they doubled down.
They cleaned up the things that weren't approved, but kept some of the old jokes that were approved, because having, quote, fag bag, close quote, in their game was deemed unacceptable behavior.
I didn't hear about this controversy.
What was that?
Oh, there's a few controversies around Ion Fury.
Oh yeah. I mean,
that's kind of the problem when you lean in too heavily to that 90s attitude. You end up misstepping heavily.
yeah, you step on the landmines, and I don't think this team will do that. Like
we're pretty conscious of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's a difference between having one-off attitude-filled jokes, and then there's just, hey, this is offensive, let's post it everywhere.
Yeah, let's own the libs kind of shit.
Yeah, just piss off.
Yeah, we don't need that shit. That's not Duke.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen with this team.
No.
That's bad for business.
It
Bad all
also
around.
Zecom89 says, I think a game called Black from PS2 should be inspiration when it comes to distraction. Criterion does it awesome in past. That would probably involve refactoring a lot of how this game works to get like black level destruction, because like That was some very,
Also, that's
very
like what, like 05?
05, yeah, for sure.
06, something like that.
Late
All
05. It was right
It
before
was also
360
started
launch.
from the very beginning to have that kind of destruction rather than just shoehorn it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like way out of our time span.
Like the team is like stopping, quote unquote, like inspirations in terms of that, in terms of like 03.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how I play. That's how you get a jetpack that can be placed. I don't think you can actually pick it up. Maybe that's because I have it phasing through the.
Oh, question. Would the what do you call it? Gadgets you get have your power. Would it be a recharge, or will you need to have, or need to find what do you call it? Power banks.
I think we were talking about that for some things. I think it's going to change based depending on the object. So, like some things, like the jetpack, I guess, was originally supposed to have like a recharging thing. Where, like, I mean, I don't know. I guess it could kind of make sense to have it be rechargeable, but we also have things like the power cells and stuff like that. So I think we would kind of want to keep leaning into that and then find different ways to kind of expand upon it.
And like also keep in mind that in the leak itself, the amount of power the player has was totally busted. It's not supposed to drain that fast.
Right. And it's already been fixed too.
Yeah, that was fixed a while ago. I think you remember saying.
Yeah. Let's see what kind of switches we have here. So I think what I'm going to do instead of having it, I don't know if it's going to make the actual. I don't know if it's actually going to make it any easier on the trigger logic, but I'm just going to make them push buttons, I think. I don't know.
So is this meant to be like a break room or just an office?
So this is meant to be the security room. So basically, what we've done is we've expanded it so all three of the wings. So these wings of the casino were already built. They just were inaccessible to the player. So what I've done is I've replaced all the static brushes with movers that can be, lifted up ideally, so that the player can then enter this area. And so this room serves as the purpose of this room is it's just the security room. So you'll be able to come into here and then flick some switches and open up these security doors in here. It's just
The best and worst
padding
level.
out the I would say padding out the level. It's just adding more to the level, adding more to do in the level, so it's not just like a straight linear path. It is still a linear path, but it's not just a straight line.
I remember you were mentioning that you're planning on turning the Lady Killer into kind of like a hub and spoke design, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best and worst level for me was the level after this.
Buffet. Yeah, we're working on buffet a lot too.
Because it was going around in the what do you call it, multi-room Shark Tank was just beyond cool. But then you get to the what do you call that?
Laser trip mines.
Yeah, laser trip mine maze, and that blows.
It's an interesting idea. Yeah, but it's a little cruel.
It's an interesting idea and concept. Problem is their execution of it was just way too over the top.
Yeah. Again, though,
it's
an early
bad,
build.
But...
Yeah. We have no idea how they're going to QA or test that and make it seem more fair to the player or something like that.
Because you'd almost basically have to glitch your way through that.
No.
In order to actually progress.
It's not that hard.
You can do it. It just takes a little while.
Honestly, I think what the solution would be is that for every single actor you place in the game, there's a tab in here. I know you can't see my actor properties. That's called filter. And so what you can do is you can actually set certain things that only show up for certain difficulties. So what would most likely be the case is that for that room, you would just have that situation where they are, only certain ones spawn for certain difficulties.
Hmm.
So it would basically make the puzzle a little easier if you were coming in at an easier difficulty.
Yeah.
Maybe these should be both lowered a little bit. I changed my mind, as you can see, and I am still going to use these switches. I'm not going to figure out the logic on stream. I do think, though, that I'm probably going to take my break here. I haven't yet, and then I'll come back and stream for another
Links like whatever from the GBA. I mean, not GBA, GB.
Cause
Howdy,
they
folks.
had it.
Just
They have so many Zelda games on that one system.
Yeah, it makes me mad as a Wii U owner because I waited forever for a Zelda game, only for it to come out on Switch.
Hey, technically you did get it.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, I'll just buy the Switch. It's okay,
I still own the Wii.
I got Smash Brothers at least for the Wii. So that was at least something.
Hey, I still own my
that's
Wii.
kind of like the story of the Switch's release, though. It's like, hey, Mario Kart's been a lot of fun, but it is just Mario Kart from the Wii U. And
That's like
Breath of the
every like
Wild's
all
really
the Switch
cool, but it
games
was
is.
also just released on the Wii U.
It's just Wii U games.
Same thing with Donkey Kong.
Wii U game.
It's a Wii U game. A good one, don't get me wrong. Really good one, but
It's like, okay, the entire Wii U library is getting ported over.
Right.
Hey, there's still one good reason to still own a Wii U.
Modding it.
Xenoblade Chronicles X.
But you can play it on the 3DS too.
Yeah.
Not X.
Oh, not X. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Even though, ironically, if you really want Xenoblade Chronicles action, there's now like 3 of them on the Switch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure aren't they all on the Switch?
No, not X.
It's only a matter of time.
It's a glorified recycle bin.
So, all right. I think I kind of want to mess around with it in here more. But the thing is that what I'd really like to get added in here. Oh, I should make sure I delete that before it ends up being an invisible actor.
Oh yeah, so you remember like rooftops? How there's like that EDS ship that lands?
Yeah.
There's apparently a nuke symbol that's hidden on that landing pad. That's just...
Fulsey is working on restoring that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool. I was just messing around with rooftops like a little bit ago. It's like, huh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think in like Harrison Ford, it might actually even be there.
Probably.
And so because the rooftops got redone like 2 or 3 times, it looks like.
By the way, can you say the
Sorry.
So
I didn't mean
by the
to
way, can we see the Paul Luda get his face kicked in by the Snatchers?
I should be able to let have them aggro onto him, but I want them to aggro onto the player once they see the player. I should be able to set the Snatchers to attack him. We have to back up a little bit though, so I have to recreate the NPC event that makes him run back. Oh, actually, I guess I can really just save this, open up this.
Nice.
And copy it. So, have you been still working on that multiplayer map you were showing me, Tara?
Yeah, I'm still working on it.
That's fun.
Okay, I think I've finished up my quick little presentation ripper cannon. Just like a little demonstration of what I was thinking. Took a minute to weight paint it, but it's okay to stream it here.
Yeah, and if you'll give me just a second, I can get it set up on the stream too. Give me 1 sec. Go ahead and start streaming, and I can get it set up.
All right.
Oh, cool.
So this is what it's supposed to look like undeployed.
Just 1 second here. Let me do a new window capture.
Trying to get a good angle. Maybe I should place a camera in my scene. That'll probably work. All right.
Just go ahead and transform, stretch the screen. There we go.
All right.
Question.
Yeah.
What program are you using?
Blender.
Thought I recognized it.
So yeah, when it deploys, it folds out like that.
That's pretty cool.
Ooh.
And then I'm not so sure about it because it looks kind of squash and stretch with the barrels.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I might be able to fix that.
Yeah, and it's still just like a work in progress model too. So
yeah, especially the textures.
So what I would do is chat with 50% Joe and T Monster. They had some pretty cool. I think it was mostly Joe, but so I guess the Ripper is modeled after an actual gun. It's like the M20. I can't remember what it's actually called. It's not the M209.
Oh,
I'm thinking of
God.
the EDF.
Can I interrupt?
No. Let me finish.
Oh.
And so the original gun it's based off of has this like rail that comes off the top of it almost.
Okay.
And I guess that's one of the things they were supposed to be. I don't know. There was just I know that. Are you all changing the M16 or what? No, we wouldn't be replacing this with the M16. If we were to implement the Ripper, it would be as a like secondary like pickup light machine gun kind of deal. It would not replace the M16. It would have a different like function. But yeah, they just had some cool ideas for Ripper designs that I think it would be cool to see if we can incorporate. That's all
I
I
could
was trying
probably
to say.
put like rails and stuff on this.
Like I said, it's almost got like a bullpup rail off the top of it. It's really weird, almost like a FAMAS does, or like a what is it? Like the G. Fuck, it's a Battlefield 2 weapon. I'm not a gun nut, if you couldn't tell. I can't remember what it's called. It's like the G32C maybe is the. But let me see if I can. I'll after I'm done with the stream, I will post the
Is it the G11 like rifle?
G11? Maybe that's what I was thinking of. But I'll post the pictures that Joe shared in senior chat when we were talking about it last.
Okay.
Nice.
I could show off that 1998 thing, but at the same time, I don't want to show anything off that doesn't want to be shown yet.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, that was only meant for demonstration purpose. Anyway.
Yeah, right. So speaking of which, now we're going to talk about it. But the Ant-Men, what was that all about? Did you make those guys, or did you find them somewhere? You made them. That's fun.
There was a shot that I always made fun of in the '98 trailer because it just looks like an ant dude's talking to Duke because his AI must be broken.
Right.
So I was just like, okay, this is close enough. I can see his texture somewhat. They're not just a red blur. So I just painted out a texture and modeled him to my best ability. The only thing I know I got wrong was I didn't give him these like weird horn teeth that they have.
That's
I'm
awesome.
back.
Welcome back. That's awesome.
He kind of currently looks like a lobster person.
Funny.
And it is so far away you can barely tell.
Yeah. That whole entire trailer is melted.
There it is. Yeah. Wonderful rest of your night.
It's the TKB 059.
TKD?
TKB 059.
059.
You didn't do the thing, bud.
Oh, this is weird looking. The hell?
That's what the Ripper is based off of.
Oh, you posted it in chat. Where'd you post it?
Oh, here, let me post the picture. Just find a good one that.
Oh, okay. I thought he posted something when he said that, and that's why. My bad.
Here. I can put it here just for reference anyway. Oh, crap. How is it? I guess the image file's too big.
Thanks, Discord.
Sorry, your photo's over a kilobyte. I'm gonna have to say no.
Yeah. Fun police are here.
So yeah, that's apparently what it is. I mean, there's probably not a lot of examples of 3 barrels on guns, so.
When the levels are finished, are you going to be adding more enemies to the levels? Because 1 to 2 enemies per level seems to split a little. Yeah, actually, that's some of the stuff that we've been working on here. It's actually one of the things I'm working on right now is trying to set up some more interactivity with these NPCs, and this guy's actually running away because some snatch are going to be following him. But as far as like in general, are we going to be adding stuff? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's exactly what we were looking at.
Yeah, it's
as far as no mic goes. But yeah, yes, we are going to be adding more enemies to the levels. We are going to be adding more combat in general. I mean, hilariously, I think this is probably one of the busier levels as far as that goes. But I'm trying to think of a good example of something we've added. Oh, well, like, you may not have been here at the beginning of the stream, but Booty Island. Booty Island, I've added a ton of enemies just to kind of flesh out that level, and honestly, I'm probably going to add a couple more, just to kind of add a little more to it. Las Vegas Boulevard is going to be a lot busier, and already is a lot busier. I'm trying to think of other good examples. Study is a lot busier. Hotel is a lot busier. We're definitely. And the other thing is too, is that is the leak. What's the difficulty of the leak? Difficulty of the leak is supposed to be normal. Like the default that the game is playing off of in the leak is normal. Booty Island, yeah, buddy.
If you can remind me, please. What's map is Booty Island again?
Booty Island is the old plantation. Yeah.
Yeah, pirate theming fits a little bit, well, a lot better than the whole.
Yeah, and it was originally called Booty Island anyway.
Yep. Yeah, in the original screenshots, you can see one of the earlier ones with like the EDF soldier with all of his tentacles coming out. When the parasite things actually look like tentacles, so you can see that he's like in Booty Island, or actually technically he's in Forbidden City, which at the time was called the Menage, with Booty Island in the background.
So many names.
Yep. So many changes they made, but I get it. Honestly, I kind of like it. I kind of like Forbidden City being called the Menage too, but I am not going to really push for that one to be changed just because it kind of like I get it. It's fine. It's just fun.
Forbidden City, City of Sin. I guess they kind of fit.
Oh man, I wish this thing wasn't broken here because I did a bunch of other work on this map. All right, I'll have to work at another time to re-import that stuff because I still don't want to show that area off yet. To me, the buffet is more of a puzzly location, as you just fought the mini boss in the peak combat for the chapter. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I know you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just working on placing these spawners. Okay, actually, what I want to do is I want to look at these first.
I still think DNF could have been a good game.
Well, again, I think, in some
Yeah, there's a lot
aspects,
of.
it was. Like, there were
I
just certain things
I
about
meant
it that weren't good.
the what do you call it? Late 07 one. If they finished that, could have actually been decent.
I mean, the late 07 one eventually would become the 2011 one, right?
But there was a lot of cutting and shipping.
Sure.
And they were trying to hack it down to get it onto consoles. If they just stuck to PC and then eventually
This map had a man who crashed into the glass window. He was never removed. He was never removed. I just think in some footage that we showed, I think when I filmed it, I just looked up in one and didn't look up in the other. But yeah, he hasn't been removed. He still exists.
I mean, he's in the trailer. You remove him, you remove a piece of the real game here.
Yeah, that's this level, guys.
I'm going to have to bow out, boys.
Yeah, no worries. Honestly, we're only going to go until about 6 here, and then I'm probably going to call it. So
it's just I've got things to do. I'm afraid.
Yep.
But it's been a wonderful talking with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
I might join you next time.
Cool.
Hope you don't mind my presence.
No, you're fine. It's always good to chat with people and answer questions and stuff like that.
Just try not to be overbearing.
No, I appreciate it.
Talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Oh wait, those are textures that follow you in the shops. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
these are just 2D textures. Yep.
Well, I knew they're 2D. I just didn't realize that they followed you.
Well, that's why they follow you, because they're 2D.
Is it just Unreal does that with any planes?
Oh, I guess it doesn't do it with those 2Ds. Interesting. I'm wrong.
I think it depends on how it's applied.
Yeah, wait, no, why is the fire not following you? It's like the one thing that should be.
The weird thing is if he's not holding it, I know I can stand on top of this TV. See? Whoops. Whoops. Just trying to get the TV to spin again. Okay.
Do you not get splattered by standing on top of objects anymore?
Oh no, you still do. I have no idea why I wasn't dying.
This build has an enigma factor. Like, things will work the way that they do. Sometimes they won't. Some bugs just are kinda just no explanation still.
When Duke spins his gun, the tip of the barrel is invisible. Have we fixed that yet?
It's invisible?
That's news to me. Interesting.
I mean, it could either be two issues. There's a hole in the model, or the normal is flipped on a part.
Yeah.
Although I'm not as familiar with Unreal, it might not work like that.
No, I mean, I think you have the right idea.
So there is backface culling, or whatever that's called, where it's like one side's invisible. Was there actually ever an end to the leaked version of the hotel, like, kinda area?
Yeah.
Because like, the whole area with all the fire and stuff, I could just never find the end to that level.
Yeah, it hasn't changed. Basically, you have to cross over into the other section, like with a broken pipe and stuff like that. I don't want to get. And then from there, you talk to the man in the back room, and he gives you a key card. And then from the key card, you take that to the room up front, and then crawl through the vent and access the. It's the one I want. Yep. You crawl across the vent and access the maintenance room, and then inside the maintenance room, you turn around and throw this. Oh no, that's. Oh no no no! You inside the one room there is a switch, and then that switch activates the buddy door, and then you're able to crawl through the hole. Sorry, we adjusted it, and I remembered like half of one and then half of the other. But no, yeah, you go through the go through the broken part of the hotel. You get the key card. You come back into the room, and then you activate the switch, and then you go back, and the buddy doors open, and you can crawl through the buddy door, and then you end up in dark hotel. Okay. Where did it paste that? Event is elevator music. Go back down here. Come in here. There we go. Rebuild this, and now, unless I have to move this, it should play the music. Oh, I have to move it. Okay.
Have we figured out the whole phone call thing that was meant to happen in the intro that never does?
The one that's supposed to be in the study?
I have no idea where it's meant to take place. It's just Graves brings it up randomly in Slick Willy.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the bombshell call in study, isn't it?
Yep.
So wait, Bombshell's the villain?
No.
Or like on that's
No.
Wasn't she the one though that ordered the troops to attack the RV? Or
Yeah,
was that
it's like
someone else?
It's like we'll have to get you access to the outline. Don't do me like. Why isn't the music playing? Do the thing. Okay. We'll find it like this. It's like way under the map. One more time. Will Bombshell be voiced by the same actress who voiced her in Ion Maiden? No.
No. From what I remember, didn't we cast somebody for Bombshell?
Yes. Hey, there we go.
I'll probably draw it out or like model it out at some point, but I had a concept for the basketball court and the EDF base being like a makeshift kind of stronghold for
Yes.
citizens and stuff. Whoa, what the hell?
Okay, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
But there's that basketball court or
Yeah.
like gymnasium in the EDF base. I kind of thought in a situation like what's going on in Forever, the EDF probably would have evacuated civilians to that specific gym since there's like a lot of space. It's inside a secure building and all that stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that was really placed, like, or really made as some kind of like showing off of like the reflective surfaces and stuff. But if we could find a way
Yeah.
to use it like that, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I've always
That
thought of
does make
like a whole
sense.
bunch of military stretchers and different stuff, kind of like how the RPD looked in Resident Evil 2 with all of its kind of makeshift hospital area.
Right. Would we consider adding a femmech enemy? Yeah, we've talked about that. We have talked about that. I don't know if anything is ironed out yet, but that definitely has been a conversation. It's fun just because it's kind of fitting for Duke. I mean, my head instantly goes to Austin Powers when I think of it too, and that's kind of Duke, just in like its humor. So, and at least in the sense that it's kind of like that. It's like they're sex jokes, but they're like it's different. It's a man shouting, "Do I make you Randy?" You know what I mean? That's not really. All right. Get some little spawn points here. There we go. Okay, so we'll call these TV ambush. TV ambush, TV ambush, TV ambush. And we're going to get AI pawns that are random snatched. Interval. Okay, I think that should be it. Let's see if this works. Okay, and so let's add TV ambush to this dispatcher. In the files is an alternative design for the shrinker from 2000 or so. Will the project reflect it in any way, like how the August 21 list trooper appears in the study? I don't know. It's a good question. I certainly think doing stuff like that would be cool. And I know that we're already reactivating a lot of the things that have been deactivated in the game. So I feel like that might be one of those things that makes sense that it would be done. But I can't say for certain. Yeah, if it doesn't end up being used, it should be switchable or something like that. And that's kind of the nice thing too, is that after we, finish up doing what we're doing, everyone else is going to be able to, also. Hey, I need to make you run, but it worked. Notice I only spawned one of them. That'll be the nice thing about having the leak available. The leak is already available to everybody, and having like our working editor set and stuff like that available to everybody is that we'll be able to, you'll be able to kind of do those things if we don't get to them. Our team has already, got quite a bit on their plate, so I'm not really expecting anybody to have to, I don't know. We've already got a lot on our plate, and so extra stuff I'm not as worried about taking care of as much as I'm worried about taking care of like a finished story and a finished game. It would be cool to have alternative weapon skins and stuff like that we worked on, but that might be also something that's nice to have like the community work on, The model should be switchable. That is something, or excuse me, that was back to that. Like the Duke model, though, we do plan on keeping all the Duke models into the game. So you'll be able to access the Duke model without eyes. You'll be able to access the fixed Duke model, and then you'll be able to access the our Duke model as well. Let's bring all this TV ambush spot. Copy that. Go here. Yeah, absolutely. Flexibility is the best option. Now, that being said, you won't be able to, like, you'd still be playing the game with our Duke model unless you, like, manually set it yourself. But, like, at least for multiplayer and stuff like that, you'll have the other Duke models available. Just looking at a couple things here. health. And give them an initial cover tag. Okay. Will the game switch automatically to Deadite Duke from the leak on Halloween? That could be really fun, but again, I don't know if that's like that's fun. I will say that we talked about like doing stuff similar to that. I don't want to actually give it away. We've talked about stuff like that. That would be fun and so silly. I should add some kind of sound effect. Make it obvious that they're spawned. I'm trying to see how long it's going to take them to get to that spot if I set it up properly. There's only one E coming. Maybe I gotta set up a second one. Not very menacing.